Tuesday night's Facebook record sale. When you're on and watching, be sure to let us know by sharing the feed. We're going to be selling you some records tonight. At least that's the plan. Most of the time you do tune in and buy them, and that's why we continue to do this. So thank you and welcome. We got some good new arrivals for you. Fantastic new arrivals, actually. And let me see what we got going on here. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna do this reverse. I'm gonna share on Instagram first. Share. Instagram chat. So if you're watching on Facebook, the first thing you can do is hit the share button. The share button on Facebook is like the magic button for us. That's how you can really help us out. By hitting share, you share to people all over the world that are on your news feed. So that you're friends with, as I should say. And let me get this shared. And if you're on YouTube, there's another thumbs up button you can hit. That is the equivalent of sharing on YouTube. Very important to do that for us. We really appreciate it. I'm also going to go here and get it shared to a couple groups. That's very important. If you're in any kind of vinyl group that's not another store that will allow us to share this, that would be great. Let me share that and that. And here, I don't know anywhere else. I need to find out where else I could possibly share that one day. But okay, good deal. Welcome everybody. Tanner's in the back clearing out a path for our most recent vinyl delivery, which we've got two of our team members, Paul and Tyler, on their way back from Wisconsin. Wisconsin is a fantastic collection, and I'm excited to see what they brought back. Actually, they'll be here in about an hour and a half. They'll be here with that delivery. We're going to keep the show rolling. Tanner's in the back clearing them out a path because our back room's pretty much under construction, and we've got about 5,000 albums coming in. And then they're probably going to leave again Thursday or Friday to go to South Carolina and buy some more. And then we're probably going to go to North Carolina, then Kentucky and Memphis. We got a collection that just popped up today in Arkansas. So, yeah, it all comes in waves. We won't buy anything for we won't purchase a collection for a month or 2 months, and then all of a sudden we buy like 12 collections, and we keep going and going and going and going. So, what's the deal with the whole? Is whole for sale? It is, but give me a second because Tanner's not even up here. I have a feeling we're going to sell out of this. So don't claim them yet. I've got a limited number of them. Hopefully I can get more if we sell out tonight. Let me go ahead and take that off the screen. I'll show those in just a second. But I'm going to go ahead and start with our warm-up bin, which is some of the stuff from last night. If you have any questions about last night's stuff, like if there's anything left, now is the best time to answer that because we're going to be going through some stuff from some last night. Here's how tonight's going to work. We basically have just 1 or 2 bins of new arrivals. But we're going to go to the back, which we hadn't done in a long time, and we're going to move the cart back there. You know how the other night we moved the cart over to the new vinyl? Tonight we're going to move the cart in the back where the vintage vinyl is. We're going to move the cart to the back where the vintage vinyl is, and we're going to go through some bins back there that probably y'all hadn't seen in a long time. And they're all going to be buy it now, best offer. Buy it now, best offer. So that's exciting because I like showing y'all stuff that's like new, but it's been back there maybe a while and you don't know about it, and we can move some stuff around and everybody can get some deals. So how much new vinyl? 3 crates. 3 crates. So let's start from a crate from last night. Tanner's up here so we can officially start the show. This is a warm-up bin, as I like to call it, from last night. This is the Tarantino Experience Take 3. So what we're going to do is about the first 45 minutes of the tonight's show, we're going to start with our Japanese auctions. We're going to go through some new vinyl, and then we're going to get to the back. We're going to get to the back and go through all those bins. And hopefully our connection. We're not hardwired tonight. We're on Wi-Fi, so hopefully if we move the camera back there, everything stays connected. So Tarantino Experience is $44.99. This is volume 3. That's a colored vinyl. Box Tops is on here. The Ohio Express, Pacific Gas and Electric, some other bands, even Dolly and Howlin' Wolf and Eddie Floyd. These Tarantino Experiences are pretty good. Most people have all 3 volumes. If you're missing volume 3, $44.99. It is on colored vinyl. Looks like I'm down to 1 Kiss Ace Frehley left. Kiss Ace Frehley is $33.99. That is a 2014 remaster. Kiss Rock and Roll Over, that's a 2014 remaster, $33.99. I've got plenty of these left, and I hope everybody gets one. I meant to open up mine last night. I'm looking forward to listening to it. I love a couple of these songs on here. That's Soundgarden, Screaming Life, and Fop. Those are just $33.99. Hunted Down, and I guess Entering. Yeah, the first 2 tracks are my favorites. Hunting Down and Entering, maybe. $33.99 for Soundgarden. Judas Priest, Killing Machine, $29.99. The Ace List. I read that off last night, Trey. I think you already have one. Trey Mendenhall, you have one from last night. Heather, I will put you on the waiting list for Collective Soul and Rage. We're getting more Rage, and we're getting more Collective Soul. I put in the order last night. I talked to my sales rep. I checked my cart. He's shipping me more. So we do have more Rage, and we do have more Collective Soul on the way. So those will be in this week. Trey, you got an ace last night. Sean Foxbower, first live purchase of the night. Sean Foxbower on Soundgarden, Screaming Life. I have plenty more of those if anybody else wants one. George Strait, Oceanfront Property. Looks like we sold 2 today in the store because we had 3 in there last night. George Strait, Oceanfront Property, $28.99. All My Exes Live in Texas. The classic Top Gun soundtrack. I really want to rewatch this. And of course, I've seen the new one 6 or 7 times in theater. The new Top Gun, me and Seth went and seen it 6 or 7 times in theater. We seen it in IMAX. We seen it in the one where the chairs move and it splashes water in your face or whatever. That was pretty intense. But what a great movie. Of course, this is a classic, but the new one, man, it was incredible. It was incredible. And then get ready for the run of Sabotage, okay? These are all Sabotage. Power of the Night, 37. Edge of Thorns, 48. Dead Winter Dead, 56. Streets, 58. Gutter Ballet, 44. The Police, Synchronicity, $31.99. There's another Tarantino Experience, Volume 3, $44.99. And Gary Wright, Dreamweaver, $44.99. Gary Wright, Dreamweaver, $44.99. And that is on yellow vinyl. You know what? That might be the one I was supposed to keep. But if anybody wants it, let me know. And then we need to tag that for Tracy Miller, just in case. I think that was supposed to be hers tag from last night, and I didn't do that. Dennis Nelson wants the Police. Thank you, Dennis. Classic album there. I need to keep a bunch of those in stock, actually. People's always coming in looking for that. I need to order more of the Police's Greatest Hits, too. That's been a big seller. All right, so we have Gary Wright, Sabotage, 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 Sabotage. Top Gun, George Strait, Judas Priest, Kiss, Ace Frehley, Tarantino. That was some stuff from last night. Let's bring up a new crate. Let's bring up a new crate of vinyl. And how about we go ahead and run some Japanese auctions? I'm ready to start already potentially slashing some prices on some starting bids. We need to get these things sent to new homes. Several items in this crate. This is like a third of a crate because most of the stuff in here was already pre-sold. And let's do that. How did the garage? My house was A-okay. I think it was just I've realized I've recently moved, and I've realized that my garage door, it's a new construction, and I've realized my garage door doesn't shut the way it's supposed to. So even with brand new houses, there's something wrong. Gutter Ballet. Gutter Ballet is a 1LP. Let's see what it says here. Some of these are and some of them aren't, Richard. 1LP gatefold, that means black vinyl. 12-page booklet, that is black vinyl. I think that's why it's about $10 cheaper than like the rest of them. That's like just the standard black. It still has a booklet with it, but $44.99. I have taken some pre-workout. Yes, I can tell by the way I'm talking. I have taken some pre-workout. I've also got new on-sale vinyl. Let me go ahead and print out tonight's waiting list, because there's some stuff that's pre-sold. Actually, the first record I'm going to show in this crate is something there was a pre-sale on. So let me grab those. And let me grab, I'm going to grab a handful of these and some of those, and let me take a few of these, and let me go over here and show you these. All right, so we got a restock of these, okay? Haven't had it in a while. We have a restock. They're available for claim. De La Soul. De La Soul is on 2LP yellow vinyl with the comic book insert, $39.99. $39.99. That's De La Soul, 3 feet high and rising, $39.99. That is on yellow vinyl. The Tarantino Experience, that's volume 3. Volume 3 is $44.99. $44.99. De La Soul is $39.99. That is yellow vinyl. They did exactly like they said. When that came out back in, I think, March, it sold out. And then they said, don't worry, you'll get more at the end of April, 1st of May. And here they are. They had these scheduled. They realized they didn't press enough, but they were in queue to be pressed and shipped, and we got them exactly when we were supposed to. I actually had 180 back ordered, and I said, whoa, I don't need that many. It sold well, but I don't need 180, so I got 25 more copies. 25 more copies of De La Soul. One of the classic, most important hip-hop albums, I guess you should say. I actually listened to it. Tracy Miller. Okay, new release from Music on Vinyl, Reggae Collected. Reggae Collected, very cool, $46.99. I had quite the pre-order on it, so let me read that. $46.99 for Reggae Collected, limited edition 2000. This is on yellow and green vinyl, of course. Yellow and green vinyl. This includes artists such as Third World, Peter Tosh, Steel Pulse, Yellow Man, Black Uhuru, and that is $46.99. $46.99. That's Reggae Collected. I have only one left because people kept adding and adding to the pre-order. I've only got one left, but I can have more by next week. Here is the pre-order for that. Cameron Nance, Brent Rabley got 3 of them. Troy Robinson, George Buchanan, Sherry Darnell, Kenneth Jank, George Ellis, Mike Massey, Susie Breedlove, and Nicholas Dominez. Maybe. He's a new customer from the group. So Reggae Collected is $46.99. I only have one of those. Here's the best sounding Lynyrd Skynyrd record you can buy of this release, pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd. That's from Analog Production, $69.99, 2LP. You'll have to adjust your speed on the turntable to 45 RPM. That means it's going to sound incredible. Pronounced Lynyrd Skynyrd, $69.99. Do you have the Return to the Dark Side of the Moon? What is that a covers album? We got a restock? No, this is a new release. This comes out today. Or Friday from Music on Vinyl. Chet Baker's Cool Cat, which is a limited edition 1,000 numbered copies on yellow vinyl. Chet plays and sings compositions by Monk, Rogers and Hart, featuring Round Midnight and Blue Moon. That is $38.99 for Cool Cat. Cool Cat, Chet Baker. That's a new release. Now, get ready because I think we're probably going to sell out of these. I have them in stock for quite some time. Whole, Live Through This. Courtney Love, $31.99. I have 10 of these available. Whole is $31.99. $31.99. Those have been out of stock for quite some time. We're going to go ahead and pull Michael Potts, a Chet Baker. Michael Potts gets a Chet Baker, and we're probably going to sell out of the Whole, and we need to take a waiting list for that. That was a surprise restock for this week. Did not expect that. I hadn't tried to secure more because I didn't know how well it would sell, but I figured it would sell pretty darn well, and it looks like it is. So that's Walt Cruz, Jason Kenton, Heather Perry, Alan Kay, Scott Smith, Lou Hetzer, Chuck Wilson, David Plunkin, C. William Pop. That was the first 10 people. That was the first 10 people. Let me go through those one more time. Walt Cruz, Jason Kenton, Heather Perry, Alan Kay, Scott Smith, Lou Hetzer, Chuck Wilson, David Plunkin, C. William Pop, and I think I missed somebody else. Let me do that again. Do I have 10 of them here? I got 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, I only have 9. That's right. They back ordered one. I only have 9. I only have 9. So let me do that again. First 9, which is Walt Cruz, Jason Kenton, Heather Perry, Alan Kay, Scott Smith, Lou Hetzer, Chuck Wilson, David Plunkin, C. William Pop. Yep, that's the first 9. Okay, and then anybody else that's one on a waiting list, let me know. Just like Rage and just like Collective Soul, maybe I might have even got more shipped out today. Don't hold me to that, but the list, if you want on it, let me know. Or if you don't want on it, we'll automatically put you on there. But that's Eric Fisher, Jerry Stone, and Courtney said no waiting list. Okay, so Eric Fisher and Jerry Stone. And Eric says he's good. I'm sure Jerry is too, but Jerry just let me know. All right, I didn't know they were still making these, but we got a new Pinup Girls, $31.99. I like the likes of you. Of course, Pinup Girls are compilations of female vocalists, classic female vocalists such as Patti Page, Julie London, Little Eva, Marilyn Monroe's on here, Doris Day. It features that very popular pinup girl artwork that was popular during the early 40s, especially around the World War II era. There's a whole series of these. That's a new one I didn't know they were coming out with. I must have had it ordered, though, because the release date's for Friday. I wasn't expecting it. Sean Foxbower on the Collective Soul waiting list. Rage, we did Rage last night. There's a waiting list for that. There's a waiting list for the Rage Against the Machine Evil Empire. Evil Empire. And the 3 pinup girls are sold. Jerry Stone, Kenny Heathcock, and Stacey Metternich. And Wood Felix is going to go ahead and grab the Leonard Skinner Pronounced. Great decision there. Boy, this sounds incredible. You know, unfortunately, everyone on this cover has passed away. So anytime you see Leonard Skinner performing live, you're never going to get this same experience. This is about the closest anybody, especially in my generation, is ever going to get to Leonard Skinner. It is a high-quality LP vinyl analog pressing of Leonard Skinner. It sounds like they're in the room with you, especially if you have the right equipment. It is incredible. Give Me Back My Bullets is great, but I think even better sounding than this one is Second Helping. That first track, Sweet Home Alabama, when he said, you know, he does the count and he says turn it up and all that. I mean, it is incredible how good it sounds. And I think I've got one more of these. I've actually got some audiophile stuff that's going to be on sale tonight. So I'll show that in just a second. Chris Cornell hits. Maybe. If I don't, I need to order some. That's a good question. And Todd Tipton, the Rage Against the Machines will be here tomorrow, the rest of the order. Judas Priest Killing Machine, $29.99. Judas Priest Killing Machine, $29.99. Kenny, you do not need to say Roll Tide. You can refrain. I'll say it for you. Neck Deep is $28.99. Neck Deep is $28.99. That is Neon Green. That's a new release for Friday, a new reissue. The Peace and the Panic, $28.99. And Kelly Clarkson. Let me set this aside. This may have been a special order for somebody. Ed didn't price it. I don't remember it being on our invoice sheet, and this might have been a special order. Josh isn't here anymore, and he took a lot of special orders months ago, and those might be buried. He kept up with those, so I don't know. I'm going to price that tomorrow. We need to take a waiting list for Chris Cornell hits then. Gary Samuels and Sean Foxbower. I know they're available, and I can get them, but I don't think we have any left here. That's a great reminder that I need to order some. That was crate number 1 of new vinyl. We did a recap bin from last night. Let me go ahead and put up a couple new auctions. Let's see here. I'll wait on that one. Let's do, the new stuff must be in the back. Let's do Flash Gordon and Queen. Excuse me. That is Queen. Eagles and Flash Gordon. So, Eagles, the long run, first Japanese auction of the night. This is going to be a $35 start. I think last time I said $45. This is a $35 start. It has the original lyric insert. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. $35 start on the Eagles, the long run. Beautiful cover. The U.S. pressings of this always have cover wear. This is awesome. Boy, Chris Gatefold, too, made kind of a cracking noise when you opened it. That's a good sign. The Obi does have a crease. It looks like at one time somebody took it off and folded it in half. But, you know, if you need a top copy of that, there's your solution. $35 start. And Flash Gordon Queen. We've auctioned a couple of these recently. Not an easy US OG to get, and this is very nice. I mean, it's glossy and looks unplayed. Original inner sleeve, which is really cool. Scenes from the film Flash Gordon. There's Queen. I wonder where that t-shirt is. That'd be pretty cool to own. That's probably worth $100,000. There's an insert, and then there's another Japanese insert. This is a $45 start, embossed cover, top copy. Original soundtrack music by Queen. $35 and $45 starts on those. I've sold a couple of those recently. Always popular. The Chris Cornell hits are $49.99. Put down Allison Campbell for that Kelly Clarkson. I'll find out if anybody ordered it. I've got Audio Slave, $39.99, and Out of Exile for $59.99. I got 2 Audio Slaves in stock. So here's what's left in here. De La Soul, 3 feet high and rising, yellow vinyl with comic book insert, $39.99. I've got 25 of those available. Reggae Collected is $46.99. Reggae Collected $46.99. Yellow and green vinyl $46.99. Chet Baker Cool Cat $38.99. Killing Machine Judas Priest $29.99. And Neck Deep on neon green vinyl $28.99. Let me go ahead and bring over another crate of new vinyl. That was a good one. I figured all the live through this by whole would sell. And I got another crate from one of our distributors is solely into the audiophile type stuff. So if you ever see a crate of that kind of stuff in new arrivals that I'm showing, that's always a fun restock for me too, because that's kind of what I'm into when it comes to new vinyl. I like the audiophile stuff. It sounds incredible. So $35 and $45 starts on those. We got a few more people on, so let me remind y'all what we're doing tonight. We got our team heading back from Wisconsin, Paul and Tyler. They're going to be here in about an hour with a whole trailer full of records. We're going to keep the show going. When I get done with new vinyl here, probably after this crate, and then we got an on-sale crate, we're actually going to take the cart, this whole camera setup that I have mounted here, we're going to roll it to the back and go through some bins of vintage, buy it now, best offer. And I found a couple back there that was like, yeah, we hadn't seen these in a while. I don't remember them. Y'all probably won't remember them. And we'll do that, vintage, buy it now, best offer, while we keep auctions going. We need to pull an Audio Slave self-titled for Sean and an Audio Slave Out of Exile. The self-titled's over there in the A's, and I'll grab the Out of Exile. So that's what we're going to be doing tonight. But let's go ahead and knock out the new vinyl, new arrivals. We have Beth Hart, Screaming for My Supper, new release. New release, Beth Hart, limited edition 1500 on yellow and orange marbled vinyl. The fourth side, the D side, is etched. That comes out Friday from Music on Vinyl. Stephen Tuttle, Jimmy Ball, Jerry Stone, Tony Murphy, R. Wayne Heat, and James Bragg. I've already got one pulled for you. I've got 4 left for sale. Beth Hart, Screaming for My Supper, 2 LP, numbered colored vinyl from Music on Vinyl, $46.99. And Stephen Tuttle, Jimmy Ball, Jerry Stone, Tony Murphy, Wayne Heat, and James Bragg was the pre-order for that. Oingo Boingo, Boingo. Actually, I think it's just called Boingo. This is $46.99. $46.99. Boingo is $46.99. That is, originally that came out as a numbered and limited release. We didn't get any, or excuse me, we sold out and we couldn't get any more because all the 1,500 were gone, and they immediately announced they were going to press it on black vinyl because of the popularity. That is $46.99. James Bragg and David Sosby pre-ordered that with us on black vinyl. I've got 2 more. That's Boingo. Boy, I've sold a bunch of these. I haven't had them in stock for a while. I've kind of forgot about it. But this is Jerry Cantrell of Alice in Chains, the lead guitarist. He also did some singing. And, of course, he's now kind of the singer in the new Alice in Chains. They've got the other guy, but I love Jerry Cantrell. First time on vinyl is when this was pressed by Music on Vinyl. I've had these in stock for a couple years. I haven't had it probably this year, though. $44.99. $44.99, a 4-page booklet. That's great, too. That's Degradation Trip, Jerry Cantrell, $44.99. And then there's Robert T., as I call him, from... He played with a lot of people, but he is also... he's the current bass player for Metallica. All right. This is cool. This is cool. I may be keeping one of these unless we sell out. The stickies are stuck to each other. The Best of Sam Cooke from Analog Productions. The Best of Sam Cooke. This is not 100%. This is not 100% analog, but it's from Analog Productions. Pressed at QRP. That's a 45 RPM 2LP. The Best of Sam Cooke. Those are $69.99 from QRP. From Analog Productions, pressed to QRP. Those are $69.99. Autumn Betts is first to Jerry Cantrell. Autumn Betts is first to Jerry Cantrell. Autumn, are you a first-time buyer? I don't recall saying your name too many times. If you are, please make sure you message our page with your email address and your mailing address. $7 in limited shipping. We're having sales tonight, Tuesday. We're doing this again Wednesday with new arrivals from the collection we just bought. Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. $7 in limited shipping. Edward Star Wars wants a Boingo. Sell that to Edward Star Wars. And Rush. Yeah, so I got this information that Rush was repressing the rest of their catalog, but I haven't got all the details of that. I don't know if it's a rumor or if it's actually true. At this point, it's speculation. So trust me, if those become available to me for pre-order, I will let y'all know. They will be posted. I'll probably tag everybody. And I did have that Jerry Cantrell. I'll show it to you for, okay, I guess I did have it this year. I don't remember it. I used to have like stacks of them. I used to have the back wall, I used to have a whole cubby full of them back there. Restock of Riot, Fire Down Under. Riot is limited edition 750 on red vinyl, $38.99 for Riot. And here's one I've never had. This is $79.99. Elvis Presley, 24 karat hits. That's Elvis Presley, a hits compilation, 100% analog masters. $79.99. Elvis 24 karat hits. I've never had that one. That's another one. I'll probably end up keeping one. It looks like for sure I'll keep a Sam Cooke and Jethro Tull. I have this one. Another one that's incredible. Jethro Tull Stand Up. One of my favorite albums of theirs. Either this or Benefit. $69.99. That's a 2LP 45 RPM. So 45 RPM Jethro Tull. We have Elvis 24 karat hits. Riot. The Best of Sam Cooke. Oingo Boingo, and Beth Hart. Jerry Stone wants a Jethro Tull. By the way, this has got a replica pop-up cover just like the original. He says pass. Let's see here. So let's make this a buy it now. This is Eagles The Long Run, $35 buy it now. That's a Japanese pressing of the Eagles The Long Run. That's a $35 buy it now if anybody wants it. And same thing for Queen Flash Gordon. That is a $45 start. A $45 buy now. This is like a top copy. I mean, it is immaculate. Now is the time. Those can be bought at the buy it now price. And I've already went through the other bin of new vinyl. I read the pre-order for Ray Gay Collected, Boingo, and Beth Hart. That was really the only three pre-orders that came in. Arm Lazelle's going to get the Queen Flash Gordon for a steal at $45. Somebody call the law. I do have a bin of new vintage stuff that we did not go through last night. That's what we're going to go through right now. I got a bin, I think y'all remember, new vintage stuff that I never did get around to showing. So let me go through these. These are new vintage arrivals, never gone through before. And I'll pull a couple more. Let me see what we got in the Japanese auction department over here. I need to go get the new stuff from last night, which I think I took back to the office. But in the meantime, I think I put these up before. We'll try them one more time. Just $25 starts, which is Culture Club, Color by Numbers, and Neil Young, Hawks and Doves. $25 starts on those. Both pristine with inserts. New vintage arrivals. Pat Benatar, In the Heat of the Night. $12.99. These are not check condition. I'll let you know if the covers have any flaws or major flaws. All the vinyl with these will look like this or better, or maybe just a hair worse. And to us, that's an EX Plus to Near Mint Minus record. Pat Benatar's $12.99. Led Zeppelin is a UK press. Interesting. $49.99. Led Zeppelin, their untitled fourth album. A beautiful looking UK press. $49.99. Led Zeppelin. I call it Led Zeppelin 4. They actually just released it. I was looking at an old catalog from Columbia House, and they got the Led Zeppelin discography listed. And that's how they have it, just those four symbols, which is the symbols of Robert Plant, John Paul Jones, John Bonham, and Robert Plant. That's their symbols. So they wanted to release that without a title. Edward Star Wars first on Pat Benatar. Best of Bee Gees Volume 2, $14.99. Best of Bee Gees Volume 2, $14.99. We have Handmade Mason Williams. Mason Williams, $9.99. Willie Nelson, The Sound in Your Mind. Willie Nelson is $14.99. Petula Clark's Greatest Hits, Volume 1, with poster, $9.99. Petula Clark's Greatest Hits, $9.99. Lou Hetzer first on Willie Nelson. Ken said he would do $25 on the Eagles. Ken, I will sell that to you for $30 reluctantly. I will sell that to you reluctantly for $30 if you want it. Glenn Campbell Live, 2-record album from a sellout New Jersey concert. That is $14.99 for Glenn Campbell Live. Stacy Metternich wants the Petula Clark. Stacy's going to be singing along to Downtown in about a week when she gets that in the mail. Aerosmith Rocks is $24.99. Aerosmith just announced their farewell tour. This song opens up with their hit song, one of my favorites, I'm Back in the Saddle Again, $24.99. Aerosmith, Not in the Ruts. This is a white label promo, $29.99. Aerosmith, Not in the Ruts, $29.99. Not in the Ruts. The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan, that is $19.99. The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan, $19.99. Okay, Ken said okay to the Eagles at $30. Final call if anybody wants in on these two at $25 starting bids. If not, you can try to grab them when they're open for buy it nows. Tim Tolbert, first to Not in the Ruts. Tim, I don't say your name a lot, but I'm pretty sure you've bought from us before. That's sold to Tim Tolbert, Aerosmith, Not in the Ruts. Roy Clark and Gatemouth Brown, Making Music, $14.99. That will be a seller. And Live at Bill Graham's Fillmore West. This is Michael Bloomfield, Taj Mahal, and Others, $19.99. Allison Campbell, Aerosmith. Allison, the only one I have left is Rocks, if that's the one you want. If so, that's sold to you. Robert Johnson, first to the Roy Clark, Gatemouth Brown. That's sold to Robert Johnson. And Charlie, No Second Chance, $14.99 for Charlie, No Second Chance. Charlie Daniels Band, Million Mile Reflections. That's $24.99. You probably have heard the song, The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I don't know anybody that hasn't. $24.99. Rock and Roll Fever, Volume 1, $9.99. This has got some of those late 50s, early 60s, maybe mid-60s hits, such as Little Richard, Shangri-La's Leader of the Pack, Jay and the Americans, Leslie Gore, It's My Party, Teen Beat, Sandy Nelson, Palisades Park by Freddie Canyon, $9.99. Tanner, that was Ken Frazier's for $30. Jeremy Dalton wants the Charlie Daniels. That's sold to Jeremy Dalton. I'm going to make these buy it nows if anybody wants them. Hawks and Doves by Neil Young. Pristine with Obi, $25 buy it now. Culture Club, you probably have heard the song Karma Chameleon. That's on that album, $25 buy it now on that. $25 buy it now on that. John Duran, first to the Rock and Roll Fever. The Soundgarden was $33.99. You're probably asking about Soundgarden Screaming Life. Let me go grab a couple more of those because we sold out of them earlier. Screaming Life is $33.99. Let me keep that over here in frame in case somebody hops on and sees them. I've also got De La Soul. I was hoping we'd sell a few more of those tonight because I'm glad I didn't get all 180 of them. But that is $33.99. $33.99. Let's see here. Porky. I don't know if the Porky is going to be in the dead wax for the UK pressings. I think that's just something unique for US pressings. Porky was an engineer. Yeah, no Porky in the dead wax. I don't know if that was on UK pressings. I could be wrong. There's a good chance I am. But I think Porky's just in the first US pressings. Kenneth Jank, you were second to Fever. Alan, De La Soul, 3 Feet High and Rising. 3 Feet High and Rising on De La Soul. Foreigner, Double Vision, $19.99. That's a U.S. press. Foreigner, Double Vision. Lee Rittenauer, Captain Fingers. That's pretty cool. Looks like a Les Paul. No, it's not a Les Paul. That's a Gretsch. No, it's a Gibson. One of those, I guess, EDSs. I think that's what they call those models. $9.99. Looks like they're capturing it like a whale or something. Fred Astaire, the Irving Berlin songbook. Fred Astaire, $9.99. Thunderball. Not only a great movie, but a really cool soundtrack, and even a better artwork. That's one of the greatest soundtrack cover artworks you can get. I actually was just bidding on a Thunderball James Bond movie poster with Heritage Auctions, and it got way too expensive for me. I collect James Bond movie posters. I've been trying to get some of the Sean Connery stuff. I stopped at $1,500, and after the buyer's premium, I think it brought like $2,800. It was beautiful, though. It was beautiful. I was like, man, I try to get one really good one about every quarter. Some kind of different Bond poster, but the artwork on those posters are incredible. Now, his stuff's really kind of went up since he passed away a few years ago. Carole King music. Carole King is $14.99. I do not have De La Soul is Dead. I've got that on a waiting list. Carole King music, that is $14.99. David Tate 007 is $19.99 for the Thunderball soundtrack, $19.99. American Graffiti, great compilation here. This is technically the soundtrack from the film, $24.99. The American Graffiti is $24.99. Let's see here. Let me grab a new Japanese pressing over here. No takers on Neil Young and Culture Club, so we'll try Rainbow, and we'll try this Beatles hits comps. We hadn't had a Beatles hits comp up in a while. Let's see here. We have Rainbow Down to Earth. I've graded this one EX, which means it's a tick. It's a tick from being a near mint pristine. Probably a couple hairline marks on it. But that's Rainbow Down to Earth. That's a $35 buy it now. Rainbow Down to Earth, $35 buy it now. Or excuse me, $35 starting bid. It may be a buy it now if no one bids on it. And this is the Beatles' greatest hits. This is the, I think we determined that was the Holland or the Netherlands flag series, number 32. And we'll do a $35 start on that. That's a Beatles hits comp. That's the flag series from that. That is a $35 start. Sorry, Rainbow's a bid, not a buy it now. I guess now it's officially an auction because someone has bid, but sorry about that. David Tate on Thunderball. That's so did David Tate. Craig Johnson wants a De La Soul, 3 feet high and rising. Let me pull one of those for Craig. That's on yellow vinyl and includes a comic book insert. This was originally kind of allocated, and I mean, I had people the week this came out. Do you have De La Soul? Do you have De La Soul? We didn't because we sold out based on our pre-order. They did it on 2 different colors, and we got yellow back in stock with comic book insert. That's sold to Craig Johnson. Carole King, Mark Cunningham. Let's take a look at that. Cover, not bad whatsoever. Better than VG Plus, and the vinyl is EX Plus. That's more so the side 2 is really nice. Probably on the EX Plus side though, rather than near mint minus, and that's $14.99. Lou Hetzer is at $35 on Rainbow. Lou Hetzer's at $35, and Ken Frazier, you was second. So Rainbow's at $35. Mark Cunningham said he'll take Carole King music. Also looking for a $35 start on the Beatles. Craig just posted the track listing. Good stuff there. Speaking of the Beatles, here's John Lennon's Double Fantasy. It is sealed. It has not been opened. The shrink is torn in a couple places, but that is $29.99. Double Fantasy, John Lennon and Yoko. Walter Wanderley, More Mio, Murmur of Love, $9.99. That's on the Tower label. There he is, JFK. Ask not what your country can do for you. Ask what you can do for your country. $19.99. $19.99. JFK. Ken Frazier's back in on Rainbow at $36. Speaking of the Beatles, Wings Over America, $39.99. That's Paul McCartney and Wings, triple LP. It looks like it has the poster with it and all the inner sleeves. Yep, there's the poster. That's a triple LP, $39.99. We're in the middle of a buy, or we're in the middle of an EX Plus near mint minus crate, and yeah, American Graffiti is that same grade, and this is Jerry Wallace. This is $24.99. You won't be disappointed. $24.99. Lou Hetzer's back in on Rainbow at $40. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, $36.99. That's a 2 LP. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits. The Best of Peter and Gordon, $9.99. The Best of Peter and Gordon. Songs for Beginners, Graham Nash, $9.99. Jerry Wallace wants the American Graffiti. That's so to Jerry Wallace. Kenny Rogers Gideon, $9.99 for Kenny Rogers Gideon. Robert Palmer, Sneakin' Sally, Through the Alley, $19.99. That's one that doesn't come in as often as his other albums for some reason. $19.99. And Nat King Volume 3, $9.99. Nat King Cole Story Volume 3. The Manhattan Transfer, $9.99. The Jam, Mr. Clean, 12-inch single, $24.99. And The Truth About Bonnie and Clyde, as told by Billie Jean Parker, Bonnie's sister. Looks like a spoken word about the true story of Bonnie and Clyde. And somebody signed it here. To Vicky, sweet wishes, love, Is it signed by the woman who's talking? That looks like, didn't it say Jean, Billie Jean? Looks like it says B. Jean, but I may be wrong. Not that her autograph would be significant, but that would just make it pretty cool. True story about Bonnie and Clyde, $12.99. Live, Jay Giles Band, Blow Your Face Out. That is $26.99, Blow Your Face Out. That's a good concert. And the Beatles, Early Years Volume 2. Early Years Volume 2, $24.99. Kenny Loggins Night Watch, $9.99. More Sherlock Holmes Adventures. More Sherlock Holmes Adventures. That's a 9 complete cases. That should be cool to listen to. Never before on Murray Hill Records. $19.99. And Elvis, Aloha from Hawaii via satellite. This is in shrink wrap with the quadraphonic hype sticker. It's immaculate. $34.99. Back up to the top, Jerry Wallace got American Graffiti. Final call, by the way, Lou Hetzer has Rainbow for $40. We got Mike Massey on the Jam 12-inch single. That's sold to Mike Massey. Does Manhattan have Birdland? Give me 1 second on that, Kenneth Jank. Greg Preston wants the RP, which is the Robert Palmer. That's sold to Greg Preston. Craig, I will consider offers on the Led Zeppelin. Kenneth Jank wants Nat King Cole. Story Volume 3. Shelley Campbell on Elvis. I think Shelley missed out on one of those the other night. Shelley, that one's top. And here's another. We sold one of these, I think, last night or the night before. Well, this is Tuesday, so it'd have to be last night or Saturday night. This is the Elvis Aaron Presley box set, $69.99. It's got unreleased stuff. It's 6 LPs. Lost singles, the Las Vegas years, the concert years, early benefit performance. It's got a lot of cool rarities numbered on the back. That is $69.99. All right, so that's the Elvis. That's 6 LPs. Like I always say on these older box sets, if they put this out today, an Elvis unreleased kind of 6 LP compilation box, that would be, what, at least $150 probably. Craig, I will split that with you. I will split that with you on the Led Zeppelin, and I will sell that to you for $45. And then if he passes, anybody else can be next. This is a near mint minus UK pressing. It looks like a later UK pressing, I mean for sure based on the label, but that would be $45. Craig said sold. That's sold to Craig for $45. Ken's out on Rainbow, so let's sell Rainbow to Lou Hetzer for $40. That's sold for $40. Next is saw mark on Elvis. That is, yes, it does have a saw mark. I think most of them do. I think it's hard to find those not in a cutout. There's Kevin Cave of Rock. Kevin, you got any more records to sell me? Any more 90s grails? You ready to sell what you kept the last time? I think Kevin he's already filling up his collection again. Maybe he's ready to cash out again, right, Tanner? Maybe. All right, if anybody wants the Beatles, go ahead and steal this from me for a $35 buy it now. The Netherlands UK Flag Series, number 32, compilation, and it is near mint pristine. $35 buy it now. Your wife's ready to cash out. I hear that a lot. All right, I'm going to read through these one more time. Let me put up another bin of a couple new auctions. Kevin still has a Nirvana Unplugged. He still has that freaking Godsmack album. I know exactly what you have. I know what everybody has all over the world. Okay, I know what people have. I've got trackers on people's record collections all over the world. Even people in like countries where you have to use Starlink to get an internet connection. I know exactly where people's records are at. Both Beatles for $50. Tom Ulanowski. That means he would pay $35 for the Beatles' Greatest, and he would give $15 for this one. I'm going to do that deal with him. Let's make that one $15 for Tom and make that one $35. That would be $50. And Lou Hetzer, I just sold one of these to somebody the other night for $65, and that's what I need for this one. $65 on the Beatles box set. $65 on the Beatles box set if you want it. Birdland on Manhattan Transfer. That's the only thing I forgot to check. Manhattan Transfer. Let me go through there's a couple records in here. I'm kind of surprised. That's why I'm going to go through them one more time. What's that song? Birdland. I do not see that on here. This is Manhattan Transfer, self-titled, $9.99. Lou Hetzer, if you don't want the Elvis box for $65, if you don't want that for $65, then it's sold to Allen. The cutouts, yes, technically they're, well, most collectors, they kind of view that as a negative, but, you know, if you see a saw mark, it's not really, quote, damaged. But yeah, they just like, that's a way they knew to discount them. They literally cut that was, boy, they had to bring out a chainsaw to cut into that. Look at that. They had to have a pretty good saw to mark into that. Goodness gracious. That's a heck of a saw mark. They had to get like a cross cut, you know, like do that to get the saw mark into that. Wow. The Beatles, 62 to 66. Let's try this one. 62 to 66. While I've got everybody on, looks like we just hit 200 viewers on both platforms. We're going to go through a little bit more up here. Then we're going to take the cart to the back, and we're going to go through vintage, all the bins that y'all probably hadn't seen in months and months, if not ever. And actually, Paul and Tyler will be back from Wisconsin. They left this morning. They've got about 30 minutes left on their trip, and they're going to be unloading some records in the back. I'm going to try not to get distracted, okay? Because that's a great collection they bought today. $45 start on this. There's the discography book. There's the lyric book. There's both inner sleeves, which also have the lyrics. We got 2 LPs, Near Mint and Pristine. This is a $45 start. Nice cover of Obi. One little corner ding up here. Gatefold. That's a $45 start. The Beatles 62 to 66. Only missing the poster. Only missing the poster. George Harrison, Somewhere in England. We're going to put that up for a $25 start. George Harrison, Somewhere in England. This one's Near Mint and Pristine, Japanese pressing. So Harrison and the Beatles. What did I say? 55 or 45 and 25. Whatever I said. I think I said, what did I just say on that? I can't remember. Let me run through these one more time. Best of Bee Gees, Volume 2. If you want any prices, let me know. Handmade, Mason Williams, Glenn Campbell Live. The Beatles, featuring Tony Sheridan. Bill Graham, live at Bill Graham's Fillmore West. Michael Bloomfield, Taj Mahal, and others. John Wilmoth, John Kahn. Some of those I'm not as familiar with. I do know Michael Bloomfield and Taj Mahal, though. Charlie, No Second Chance. Foreigner, Double Vision is still available. Lee Ritenour, Fred Astaire. John Lennon, Double Fantasy. That's a sealed copy. Walter Wanderley, JFK. Wings Over America. Dylan's Greatest Hits, Volume 2. The Best of Peter and Gordon. Graham Nash, Songs for Beginners. Kenny Rogers, Gideon. The Truth About Bonnie and Clyde. Live J. Giles Band. Night Watch, Kenny Loggins, and The Sherlock Holmes Adventures, 1999. 9 complete cases. I guess nobody wants to listen to any mystery tonight. While I'm going to not leave these up very long, so please either just go ahead and bid, or I'm going to close them and make them a buy it now. There's a crate of new vinyl right here. I think we've only went through once. It is a lot of, yeah, I need to go through these because I can probably file them away. There is some audiophile stuff in here I think we've only shown once. So let me go through these one more time, and a couple other releases that I think y'all have only maybe seen once. This is Spider-Man Homecoming, original motion picture soundtrack. That is numbered to 2000 on blue vinyl. That is $46.99. That's for Music on Vinyl. Spider-Man Homecoming soundtrack. Gin Blossoms, New Miserable Experience. Gin Blossoms is $33.99. Fishbone, 35th Anniversary, 1,000 numbered copies on red vinyl. Fishbone is $44.99. That's called Truth and Soul. I've actually got 2 of those. Paul's Boutique, the Beastie Boys. That's new and sealed, $38.99. Allison Campbell wants the Spider-Man. I love the... That's actually now classified as a whole label by itself, the At the Movies, at the MOV, Music on Vinyl, at the movies. They do all these awesome soundtracks. I try to order as many as I can. Allison Campbell on Spider-Man. Scott Schoening on Gin Blossoms. Autumn Betts on Beastie Boys. Scott, what was the other 2 records you asked for in the group? I need to pull those right now. I think it was Billy Squire. Scott wanted a Billy Squire. And Scott, what was the other one? Let me know so I can pull those for you, because I have that wrote down on a sticky note, but I haven't pulled them. It's best to do it right now. I know Scott wanted a Billy Squire. Don't say no. I'm actually only down. At one time, I had 27 of these. I almost had a whole crate. Now I've got 3 left. Billy Squire, Don't Say No from Intervention Records, pressed at RTI, $54.99. It sounds incredible, and it's even better because it's probably his best album. The Stroke, My Kind of Lover, Lonely as the Night. And he said, Billy Squire, and let me think. Okay, I have it wrote down, but it was something else on one, that maybe Cowboys from Hell, Pantera. I'm not for sure, but if anybody else wants a Billy Squire, I'm down to 3 of those. Judas Priest, Painkiller, only 2 of these left. I'm surprised these are not gone yet. They're back on back order. Painkiller is $28.99. Marvin Gaye Collected, one of my favorites to listen to here. Compilations, oh my gosh. $44.99, Marvin Gaye Collected. Carole King, Tapestry, live in Hyde Park. Tapestry is $44.99. Tapestry is $44.99, and that's a live numbered and colored vinyl, Carole King, $44.99. That's my last one. He wanted a Warrant. Here it is. They're $44.99. Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. This is limited to 3,000 on crystal clear vinyl. If we got anybody new watching who doesn't know this, but we have the first 3 Warrant albums in stock. If you said that a year ago, somebody would have said, you're crazy. Music on Vinyl repressed these. They did Dog Eat Dog. Then they did Cherry Pie and Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. And then they reissued them all again on colored vinyl, a different colored vinyl. And now they're doing them again on black vinyl. And so there's no more colored vinyl. We still got all the colored vinyls in stock, the second runs. These are $44.99. There's one for Scott Schoening. We need Dan Triaga, a Judas Priest. Jared Benoit, a Fishbone. And Todd Tipton wants a dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. If anybody wants a Cherry Pie or Dog Eat Dog, same thing, just claim it and we'll pull it for you. They're all colored vinyl. They're all numbered. They're all limited. And there's one for Todd Tipton. Next is some MoFi stuff. We got MoFi Bill Withers at Carnegie Hall, $69.99. Bill Withers live at Carnegie Hall, $69.99. Dire Straits, that's a 2 LP. Those are both 45 RPM, $69.99. Kiss Revenge, $33.99. This is the US version. The US version of Kiss Revenge. I've got several of these all of a sudden, which is a good thing because OGs of that are a challenge to find. I've only ever had a couple, and they're usually sealed, which means they're pricey. Kiss Revenge is $33.99. Let's pull a Judas Priest for Greg Preston, and Todd wants the other warrants as well. These are Todd Tipton's. There's Cherry Pie and there's Dog Eat Dog. Those are sold to Todd Tipton. If you didn't get that Elvis box set, or did he ever say yes? Who offered 50? Lou Hetzer, did you want this for 65? You never did say yes or no. If not, then we need to give it to Alan Hevelone. Alan didn't want it. Okay, so Lou Hetzer, let me know if you want that for 65 because that's over here in pending. Those are sold to Todd Tipton. Kiss Revenge is $33.99. This is the German version. That's why it's a little bit more of Rock and Roll Over, $44.99. That's with the alternate S's. All right, I'm going to make these a buy it now. $45 buy it now on the Beatles 62 to 66. I really can't remember if I said 45 or 55, so my bad. I'll go with the lower and say this is a $45 buy it now. $45 buy it now, and that might be the cheapest we've ever sold one of those. So if you've been thinking about that, now's the time. And George Harrison, somewhere in England, $25 buy it now. George Harrison, so 45 and 25 on those. There's 2 more buy it nows. Spider-Man Homecoming, I have one more. Spider-Man Homecoming, $46.99. That's numbered in limited blue vinyl. It also has a pop-up gatefold if anybody's interested in that. Now's the time. MoFi pressing of Cars Candy-O, $49.99. Cars Candy-O. And another Sam Cooke from Analog Productions, $69.99. Analog Masters 2LP 45 RPM. There's another Leonard Skinner. If you missed out on the one I hopped up earlier, there's your chance. $69.99. Ryan Brandon wants a Kiss Revenge and a Warrant. Dirty, Rotten, Filthy, Stinking Rich. That is sold to Brian Bannon. We'll pull him a Warrant. I'll grab that right now. I think Seth is, or excuse me. Oh, I just called Tanner Seth. My apologies, Tanner. Oh my gosh. I wouldn't cuss a man, I promise. That is sold. I basically just sweared to Tanner. Jason Dobb Candy-O is $49.99. Daniel Cody wants one. And I have one left if you want that. $49.99. Okay. One more recap on this. That's Leonard Skinner, Sam Cooke, Sam Cooke, Sam Cooke, Sam Cooke. Candy O, unless Jason Dobb takes it. Kiss, the German version. Jason says he does want that. Kiss, 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 Kiss. Spider-Man, Dire Straits, Bill Withers, Carole King, Marvin Gaye, Fishbone, and Gin Blossoms. That was what's left in that crate. I'm glad. I think I went through that one either late one week or late one night, and a lot of y'all probably had not seen those titles. What's underneath it? Daft Punk, More Warrants, and Kenny Wayne Shepherd, and Funkadelic. Let me pull those out just so I can keep them in other crates. Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band is limited to 1,000 on cream vinyl. Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band is $34.99. Enough's Enough's Greatest Hits Purple Splatter Vinyl, $33.99. Funkadelic Maggot Brain, that's a new sealed, remastered with the 12-inch, reworked by Detroiters, $59.99 for Maggot Brain, $59.99. And Daft Punk Discovery, and I can get you a better one where the shrink's not torn. I've got about 30 of them. Daft Punk Discovery, $39.99. Jason Dobb got that. Paul Brothers wants a Candy O, which we'll have to put him on a waiting list for that. Paul, I am fresh out, but I was looking at those last night, and they were available, so I'll get more because I think I don't have that one, so I need one for myself anyway. We can go ahead and give him a Spider-Man. Daniel Cody wants the Dire Straits self-titled. Also from MoFi, I have one of those left. This sounds fantastic. Of course, it's from MoFi. You can listen to Sultans of Swing. Let me do some cleanup here. I'm going to put the Soundgardens away. If anybody wants those, they're $33.99 for Soundgarden. We've got George Harrison, $25 buy it now. Beatles, $45 buy it now. Actually, we had an offer on this. Brent McKinney said $40. Go ahead and sell it. Sell that to him for $40. Culture Club's a $25 buy it now. Neil Young's a $25 buy it now. And Savatage was Gutter Ballet, $44.99. I'll put that over here as well. Okay, who's ready to go to the back? Jason Dobb says he'll take a Dire Straits as well. That leaves Bill Withers at Carnegie Hall, which is a great one. That is also sold to... who just claimed this? Jason Dobb got that one. How much was Kenny Wayne Shepherd? Kenny Wayne Shepherd was... That's not Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Kenny Wayne Shepherd was $34.99. Cream vinyl, limited to 1,000. 2 LP, $34.99, Kenny Heathcock. And Tom Sullivan says, Savatage Hall of the Mountain King. We have a waiting list for that. Kenny Heathcock wants Kenny Wayne Shepherd Band. That's sold to Kenny Heathcock. Okay, we're going to attempt, so bear with us. I'm going to try to roll this cart with Tanner's help to the back where we can go through some vintage bins. We're going to do buy it now, best offer on vintage. We're going to move some mail carts, so bear with us as I roll this cart back there. It might get a little bumpy. It might look like we're on the wagon trail. So Culture Club is Japanese. Yes, the Japanese stuff that did not get bids tonight so far is Neil Young, Hawks and Dove, Culture Club, and George Harrison. And those are all $25 buy it nows. $25 buy it nows. Tracks on Johnny Cash American Recording. Well, the one that I have in stock has Hurt on it. That's the only one I really have in stock right now. That is $49.99. We're going to sell Boontar Culture Club for $20. Sell that to Boontar for $20. And Grant Peltzer also wants on that Candy O waiting list. Tanner's going to follow me to the back. I'm still going to keep auctions going. It may be a little bit difficult because I don't know how this is going to look when I get back here. Let me take my phone with me. Yeah, and that's what I was going to say. Before I go any further, let me stop the cart. If for some reason the internet, I don't know how well the Wi-Fi is going to work back here. So let's see how this works. Instead of crating up stuff and bringing it up here, I figured if we roll the cart back here, then y'all could see, you know, you might see something else. It's like, hey, what is that? But I figured out which bin I want to go through first. Let me show y'all what's left, even though we sold 5,000 LPs over those 2 days. This is all what's left from the dollar sale. That's a lot. That's all the stuff that did not sell from the dollar sale. So I was actually picking out some stuff for myself. I was like, whoa, because we're going to take that stuff to an auction where they're going to sell it in box lots. So, yep. All right. Let's see how well this goes. Let me kick this around like this. And this is all vintage stuff back here. Let me try to give you the scope of what the room looks like. This is kind of the back part of the store. There's our outhouse. There's some James Bond posters. There's some vintage audio equipment and toys. But right here is where we're going to work out of. Let me get the camera back mounted. Right here's where we're going to work out of. This is going to be all buy it now, best offer. I'm going to go through as many of these as we can. I think some of this stuff y'all hadn't seen in a long time. So we're going to do buy it now, best offer. Leslie, by 10 o'clock tomorrow, none of those $1 records will be left. They'll all be gone. They're all going to be gone by 10 o'clock tomorrow. So those will be gone. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything. We sold Boontar Culture Club. Now, Boontar, I should have made a deal with you. I better see a TikTok, okay? I better see a TikTok so I can share it. I love it when you do that. That is fantastic. I'm trying to make more myself. I just don't have time. So, all right. Let's go through these. Buy it now, best offer. I don't know what's in here. I kind of flipped through it earlier, and I was like, yep, this is some pretty good titles. All buy it now, best offer vintage. The Beatles featuring Tony Sheridan, In the Beginning, $24.99. Red Polydor label, $24.99. I hope this camera angle looks okay. Let me get it maybe a little bit closer. Sometime in New York City, John and Yoko. That is a 1972 Winchester press, and it includes this insert and this postcard. That is $49.99. $49.99. Here, the Beatles Tell All, $19.99. This is a later reissue, if not a counterfeit, but they're quite common. Tim Curry, Simplicity. Tim Curry is sealed, 1981, $19.99. Spirit is $39.99. That's a 1968 pressing on the yellow Ode label. Very nice, $39.99. Like I said, these are all buy it now or best offer. King Crimson is Crimson. Let me slow down a little bit. King Crimson. EX on the vinyl, $44.99. That's a 70 Presswell pressing. The spine has some chipping. It's not really split or anything, but it lost some of the paint. And that's a gatefold. Not a bad copy for most of these King Crimson albums, which for some reason are always beat up. $44.99. Average White Band, AWB, $14.99 average white band. Dave Mason, Alone Together, $9.99. That means it's not the splatter vinyl, it's black vinyl. Dave Mason, $9.99. The Beach Boys Live in London, that's a Holland press, $19.99. The Beach Boys Live in Holland, $19.99. Sylvia, $9.99 for Sylvia. Looks like it's self-titled. The Beatles Real Music, that's a 1982 with the booklet. Real Music is a compilation of songs from their soundtracks, and it also includes a unique song called the Beatles Movie Medley, and that is $34.99. That's got the booklet with it. We're going to sell James Rayner, the average white band, for $10. Sell that to James Rayner for $10. The Legend of the Lone Ranger, Gold Stamp Promo, $14.99. The soundtrack to The Legend of the Lone Ranger. Elvis Costello, Almost Blue, VG Plus, $16.99. Elvis Costello, Almost Blue, $16.99. We just auctioned a Japanese pressing of this. Rainbow Down to Earth. Here's a US version, $34.99. It's got the original inner sleeve. Rainbow, $34.99. Crosby and Nash Live, $19.99 for Crosby and Nash Live. Also with the OIS, the original inner sleeve. Ken Frazier is gets Elvis Costello, Almost Blue. That's sold to Ken Frazier. Dave Mason is Near Mint Minus. The cover is actually really nice, and you will be very happy with the vinyl. Richard Group, that is $9.99. Carl Perkins, On Top. Carl Perkins is $24.99. That's one we don't see as often for some reason in his catalog. A Columbia 2i, too, featuring C.C. Ryder. He's covering C.C. Ryder. The Charlie Parker Sides, Norman Grand's Jam Session, $24.99. There's Harry Nilsson. Harry Nilsson. Harry is $19.99. Let's see what label that is. Orange, an orange RCA label. Another Harry Nilsson. This is Nielsen Early Times on Music Core, $19.99. Richard Group wants the Dave Mason. That's sold to Richard Group. Great Scott, Shirley Scott Trio on ABC, or excuse me, on Impulse. Impulse. Which is ABC, isn't it? Why am I thinking ABC? Yeah, ABC Impulse. Gray Scott, Shirley Scott Trio. Orchestra conducted by Oliver Nelson. $29.99. This is Bird Soundtrack, which is Charlie Parker. $24.99. $24.99. And Woody Allen stand-up comic. Woody Allen stand-up comic is $29.99. Let me see. I need to change my mic. Let me go ahead and do that. Okay, can anybody hear me now? Test 1, 2. It's either my mic or our connection. We'll find out. Okay, Split Milk. Split Milk, Lori Stivers, $24.99. Eric Clapton August. Eric Clapton August is $34.99. Eric Clapton August. Atlanta Rhythm Section, the boys from Doraville. Atlanta Rhythm Section is $9.99. Mongo Santa Maria, Mongo's Way, has a promotional DJ copy, mono, not for sale, and it's a white label promo, $24.99. $24.99. Immortal Woody Guthrie. Immortal Woody Guthrie is $9.99. Rita Coolidge, self-titled. Rita is $14.99. More of Roy Orbison's greatest hits. I always like this cover. Looks like all of his monument singles. $14.99 for Roy Orbison. And Chicago Hot Streets. Chicago Hot Streets, $9.99. There should be a crate of, I don't know if it's behind the counter, not the one I was just working out of, but there should be the Japanese vinyl that I didn't finish last night. That's all really good. If you can find that, I would greatly appreciate it so we can get some auctions. And make sure I didn't miss anything during the sound glitch. We got Elvis Costello. We got Dave Mason. Sound. Y'all definitely let me know if I ever lose my sound connection, that's for sure. Donnie Moore on Atlanta Rhythm Section. Donnie Moore on Atlanta Rhythm Section, the boys from Doraville. Alex the Woody Guthrie, the immortal Woody Guthrie, is $9.99. That's on Gold Medal Collection, Olympic Records, some kind of off-label. Willie Nelson and Family, I don't know if I just showed this one, but here it is again. EX copy, $22.99. Ringo Starr Ringo, that's got the booklet with it. This is also EX, $24.99. Ringo Starr Ringo, EX copy, $24.99. The band Stage Fright is EX, $32.99. EX, $32.99. I think I'm going to sell y'all a piece of equipment right now. Let me go over here and grab it. I don't show a lot of electronic equipment on here purely because of shipping. But this is something that it hit 1 year old last year, or excuse me, it hit 1 year old last week. I can't believe no one's come in the store and even really made an offer on it, but I'm going to show it right now at a blowout price. I'd rather sell it to y'all than, but if you're looking for a cassette deck, check this out. It's a Pioneer. Look at this. It's not easy for me to hold up like this either. Very heavy. Pioneer stereo cassette deck. That's a CT. Go look this up. CT-F500. That's what I had it stickered for. $299.99. $299.99. If anybody wants this, it's half off plus $15 shipping. That's $165. This Pioneer cassette deck. It's a beast. It's very well made. Just think about that, okay? $165. That's a CT F500. If you've been needing a cassette deck, you might want to consider that. That was 1 year old in inventory April 20th. It turned 1 year old on 4/20. So, if anybody's interested, $165 shipped. I think it's hard to find a working one on eBay for $250 or $300 that's tested. That one's been tested. And unless something happens during shipping, then it's good to go. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Okay, let me make sure I didn't miss anything. We had Patricia Callahan, Beatles first record, $22. Beatles first record, $22. That was the Beatles and Tony Sheridan. Sell that to Patricia Callahan for $22. Next is Rich Russo, said 5 on Chicago. I don't want to do that, but I'll sell it to you for $8, Rich. $8 on Chicago. Let me know if you want that. Richard Blanton says he'll take the tape deck. Paul Brothers was second. All right, I've got more. I don't know if I've got one that nice, but I've got a couple more. So Richard Blanton, if you're a first-time buyer, I don't think I've said your name too many times. Please make sure you message our page. $165, that includes shipping on the Pioneer cassette deck to Richard Blanton. And Paul Brothers was second. Stephanie Harder says, I'll take it. Stephanie Harder was third. And I think we're good to go. Okay, UFO. I bet somebody's like, Chad, please show the UFO. This is VG Plus $24.99. UFO Obsession is a VG Plus $24.99. Rich Russo is in on Chicago for $8. Rich Russo is in on the Chicago for $8. We have Ray Manzarek. The whole thing started with rock and roll. Now it's out of control. Ray Manzarek from The Doors. This is EX $29.99. Ray Manzarek, EX $29.99. And this is Ray Manzarek, The Golden Scarab. The Golden Scarab is a VG Plus $24.99. What if we connect to my hotspot? That'll probably work a lot better, wouldn't you think? All right, let me connect to my hotspot. If you want to go over there and do that, I'll turn it on. And it's active. Let me connect to my hotspot. So your connection may really glitch really bad. Yeah. Okay, I just moved over to my hotspot. Let me let a few more people get on. And then we'll see what happens. All right, if you're on and watching, say hi. Let me know where you're watching from, okay? We'll do that to get the comments back bumping. Let me know where you're watching from. And I'm connected to my hotspot now, which is a much better connection. Hotspot's a much better connection than probably the bouncy Wi-Fi back here in the back. So, all right, we'll kind of do a quick reset there. I've got a couple more. I've got a really cool cassette deck that's got an auto changer on it. I'll show that in just a second. And then I've got some like lower end ones, but they're still cool and they work. So, excuse me. All right. Well, I had one. We were at like 207 viewers, and then when I came back here, I think some people probably lost connection, got frustrated. They probably won't be back, but that's okay. The true buyers always come back, right, Tanner? My bottle of water is somewhere too. It's all the way up front. That's a hint to Tanner to see if he can go find it for me. It's either on. I think it's on the counter. All right, so let me start back showing some records. I connected the hotspot. We have Idaho, Kentucky, Tuscaloosa. Marty Ellis is on YouTube. California, Arizona, Arkansas, Kentucky, Missouri, Arizona, Orlando, Kokomo, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Washington State, Oklahoma, Ohio, Southern Cal, Ohio, Nevada, Tennessee, Kentucky, Texas, Grady, Alabama. I've been there before. Pennsylvania, Southern California. I have not been to Southern California. Pennsylvania, Ohio, Kentucky, Illinois. John Marino, you should have sound now. If you don't have sound, that's got to be on your end. Murfreesboro, South Carolina, Arkansas. Brian Miller, UFO is a VG Plus $24.99. Brian Miller, UFO is a VG Plus $24.99. Mississippi. Stacy says Illinois, and it sucks. Omaha, Nebraska. Arizona, Gallatin, the Netherlands. Murfreesboro, Louisiana. West Virginia. Murfreesboro, Tennessee. Nebraska, Texas, West Virginia, Huntsville, the Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, Delaware, Memphis, Michigan, Nebraska, Texas, Indiana, Maryland, Delaware, Ohio, North Carolina, Iowa, Alabama, Arkansas. No sound. First Ray Manzarek for 20. Well, we still got sound problems for some reason. Sell this Ray Manzarek to Ryan Anderson for $20. And we had got to UFO, or actually we had UFO, Ray Manzarek, and we had got to The Who. Meaty, Beady, Big, and Bouncy. This is a VG copy for $9.99. VG copy, $9.99. Donna Summer, Bad Girls, $14.99. Donna Summer's Bad Girls, $14.99. Oasis of Sun Willow, that is John Anderson, $19.99. John Anderson of Yes. Moods, the Three Sounds, that's actually on Blue Note. That's a VG copy, $39.99. That's a 1960 mono on Blue Note, $39.99. Mono Blue Note, $39.99. The Monkees, their self-titled album, VG Plus on the vinyl, about a VG cover, $14.99. The Monkees, VG Plus, $14.99. Jackie Jones Reynolds said $9.99 on Donna Summer. Sell that to Jackie for $9.99. Alan Totten wants the John Anderson. Did I miss anything else in there? Michael McDowell wants the Monkees. And I don't think I missed any other claims. Somebody asked about the UFO. And then, of course, I want to make sure our first-time buyer got the information on messaging us about the cassette deck. Are you still watching? What was his name? That's about when our feed was getting sketchy. Richard Blanton. Richard, are you still with us? I want to make sure you know to message our page. I don't know if he's done that or not yet, so we get your information. But let me know if you heard that. Willie Nelson, Country Willie. Here's one we don't get too often. VG, $29.99. I've sold near mint copies for $50, $60. That's a VG, $39.99. Linda Ronstadt, that's her self-titled album. Rock Me on the Water is the first track. EX, $12.99. EX, $12.99. Van Halen. Van Halen 2 is a VG copy, $19.99. Not a perfect one, but an affordable one. VG, $19.99. Wow, what's this doing back here? It's a 66 mono Los Angeles press. VG copy, $74.99. If you don't, by the way, the cover is a little wavy. It looks like the cover got wet at one point, but it's not really stained. But if you don't have a mono Pet Sounds, this one's a good start because the perfect ones are quite expensive, $74.99. Michael McDowell, Conditioner, the Three Moves. Mark Cunningham, that was VG on the vinyl. That was VG on the vinyl. Of course, you know how these old Blue Note records sound. Even VG records aren't that bad. That's $39.99. These are all Dave Plunkett and everybody else. These are all Buy It Now Best Offer. Buy It Now Best Offer. Dan Triaga, first of Van Halen 2. We had the Beach Boys, Bob Dylan's, John Wesley Harding. That's a VG Plus, $24.99. Bob Dylan, John Wesley Harding, VG Plus, $24.99. Paul Simon, Greatest Hits, etc. Paul Simon is EX, $17.99. Paul Simon, EX, $17.99. We're going to sell Mark the Moods, the Three Sounds, for $30. Sell that to Mark Cunningham. Dave Plunkett said he wants the Mongo Santa Maria for $17.50. Sell that to Dave Plunkett for $17.50. James Rayner first on Paul Simon's Greatest Hits. Now that's some good stuff. I love Paul Simon. How about Black Oak Arkansas's first album? VG Plus, $14.99 on the original Atco label. VG Plus, $14.99. Black Oak, Arkansas. Tracy and the Plastics, Culture for Pigeon. That's $19.99. Tracy and the Plastics, Culture for Pigeon, $19.99. Lou Reed, Growing Up in Public. Lou Reed is $34.99. Tony, I probably have a copy of Nebraska back here somewhere. Where exactly is to be determined. The classic, no, this is the Glory of Alberta Hunter, $19.99. Dance album of Carl Perkins on Sun. This is a Sun reissue, $19.99 on Carl Perkins. Pretty tough album to find an original of in any condition, but that's $19.99. Brian Miller said he would give $15 for UFO. Brian, I will split that with you for $19.99. I will split that with you for $19.99 if you want it. Chad, did you miss Marshall Bassett claiming Ronstadt? I may have. Marshall Bassett wanted Linda Ronstadt. Let me go back and find that. Yes, Marshall Bassett got Linda Ronstadt. Thank you. That was in between Mark's question and Dave Plunkett's question. Let's see here. Carol Puckett on CP. Carol Puckett gets the Carl Perkins. And Jackie Reynolds, I will sell you the Black Oak, Arkansas for $9.99. VG Plus copy. The Beach Boys, $69. The Beach Boys live in London, 1969. That's in shrink wrap, $19.99. The Beach Boys Rarities is $24.99. That's in shrink wrap. The Beach Boys Rarities, $24.99. The first track is With a Little Help from My Friends, covering Lennon and McCartney. James Taylor, CBS Half-Speed Master audio file pressing of Dad Loves His Work, 1981, Minty Fresh, as we call those, $49.99. Maggie's Last Party, VIM, $24.99. Maggie's Last Party, VIM, $24.99. Did we get a message from Richard Blanton? He might have lost us. Some people, if we ever lose connection, that's why it's important, like as soon as we sell something, for me to let people know to message our page, because some people just find our feed through a share, and if they lose connection, they're like, what was that? What was I on? And then they find us like 2 weeks later, and it's like, hey, I finally found you again. I bought something. And but Paul Brothers is the backup on that. We'll keep a note. I won't forget that. If something happens and we don't hear from him, we'll sell that to Paul Brothers. Tony Shore said he'd give $40 for the James Taylor. We'll go ahead and let that roll to Tony Shore for $40. Lost in the Stars. This is the music of Kurt Weill. Actually, Music on Vinyl's doing one of these collected. Sting, Marion Faithfull, Lou Reed, Charlie Hayden, Tom Waits, John Zorn. That's $19.99. That's Lost in the Stars, the music of Kurt Weill, $19.99. Quadrophenia, The Who's Quadrophenia, $34.99. 2LP, The Who's Quadrophenia. That's on Track Records, $34.99. Good Rats, Tasty, White Label Promo, $24.99. Interesting cover, has a promo sticker. Promotion, not for sale. That is $24.99. Sell Tony Shore the Kurt Weill for $15. That's sold to Tony Shore. Rick Ruskin. Every time I see that, I think Rick Rubin, but it's Rick Ruskin, Microphone Fever. Microphone Fever, $19.99. That's from 1975. Big Mouth is $14.99. Frank Zappa, Ship Arriving Too Late to Save a Drowning Witch. That's in shrink wrap with the hype sticker. Contains the hit single Valley Girl. That is $34.99. Sean Phillips, Faces. Sean Phillips is $19.99. Getz and Gilberto. Getz and Gilberto. That is a 76 repress. $39.99. It does have some cover damage. Is that a booklet? No, that's not cover damage. That's some kind of, I remember this. There's some kind of newspaper clippings in here. Newspaper clippings when Stan Getz died, and it's like a newspaper or a magazine article they clipped out. So nothing wrong with the cover. It's just those articles are sticking out of the top. That's $39.99. By the way, these are all buy it now best offer. We're going through some vintage in the back. All buy it now best offer. As you see, we have not reached a deal with anybody except on UFO. I don't think Brian Miller ever said yes or no at 20 on that. Was that Brian Miller? Yeah, Brian Miller. If you could let me know yes or no on that in case it comes up again if somebody wants it for 20. Neil Young Decade. This is a triple album. Neil Young Hits Comp, $49.99. Crosby, Stills and Nash, CSN. CSN is $19.99. Crosby, Stills and Nash. Bette Midler, The Divine Miss M, $9.99 on Bette Midler. Zawinul, promotional copy, DJ copy, white label promo, $39.99. Jeff Beck Flash. Jeff Beck Flash is $19.99. Chris Forsyth and the Solar Motel Band. That is sealed from 2014, $19.99. Solvent, S-O-L-V-E-N-T, Synthesizer Something. That's from 2004, $19.99. It says Synthesizer, Synther maybe. Number One, Tokyo Number One Soul Set, $24.99 from 2008. Tokyo Number One Soul Set, $24.99. James Rayner First to Jeff Beck at $15. Sell that to him. We have Numero, Jackie Stoudemire, Invisible Wind, 2007, $19.99. T-Bone Brunette, Truth Decay, $19.99. Blue Cheer. Blue Cheer is $29.99. This is on colored vinyl? Yes? No? It's on black vinyl. That's a later Blue Cheer album. $29.99. Flame, Queen of the Neighborhood, $14.99. R. Crumb and the Cheap Suit Serenaders, number 1, 3, $34.99. R. Crumb and the Cheap Suit Serenaders. Sean Phillips, Second Contribution. Sean Phillips is $19.99. Donnie Moore on T-Bone Brunette. Sell that to Donnie for $14.99. Sean Phillips, Odell Brown and the Organizers, Ducky, 1967, $19.99. Jennifer Warnes, $9.99. Ellen Foley, Night Out. Ellen Foley is $14.99. Sung on Meatloaf's Bat Out of Hell album. The Inbred, A Family Affair, from 1986, $24.99. Andy Kim's Greatest Hits. Andy Kim's Greatest Hits, $14.99. John Kay. Should be John Kay of Steppenwolf. It is $19.99. Chasing Heart, that's Tommy Flowers, says $14.99 on Odell. Sell that to Tommy Flowers. Brian passes on UFO. That's okay. Thanks for letting me know, because if I flip back through these in case somebody else wants it and you wasn't on, I could sell it. The Beatles Songbook #2, the Hollywood Strings. That is $9.99. Cool cover there with a Union Jack fiddle or violin. A Hard Day's Night, She's a Woman. That's a strings cover of Beatles songs. Carlene Carter, that is $12.99. In Person, Buck White and the Down Home Folks. That is $14.99. Kenneth Jank wants the Beatles Strings. Doc Smith, You Were Second to Odell Brown. I've already sold that to Tommy Flowers. Wild in the Street soundtrack. That is $19.99. Wild in the Street soundtrack. Johnny Burnett, The Rock and Roll Trio. $24.99. Johnny Burnett, The Rock and Roll Trio. $24.99. The Fifth Dimension, Living Together, Growing Together, EX $12.99. There's Bruce Springsteen. It's not Nebraska, but it's The River, $29.99. It has both inner sleeves. I'm looking for that insert. I don't see it. But this is a 2LP, $29.99. If you're just joining us, everything's buy it now, best offer in here. It means you can buy it or you can make an offer. We have not reached a deal on but one record in here. Buddy Knox, Party Doll, and Other Hits. That's a VG Plus, $9.99. Martha and the Muffins is $19.99. Phil and the Frantics, Rough Diamonds, The History of Garage Band Music, $19.99. The Delmonas 5, that's a 1986 UK pressing, $34.99. The Delmonas 5, $34.99. The Escorts from the Blue Angel, $19.99. The T-Bones with Gary Farr, Them Bones, Them T-Bones, that's a 1984 French pressing, $26.99. Ryan Anderson, I will sell that to you for $20. The Inbreds, A Family Affair. We the People, Declaration of Independence, French pressing, $19.99. Cellophane Symphony, Tommy James and the Shondells, $24.99. This is a 1969 Abbey Road press, $24.99. Kenny and the Casuals, Things Getting Better, $24.99. Joe Eli, Lord of the Highway, that is $19.99. The New Born Free, The Hesitations, The New Born Free, 1968 White Label Promo, $24.99. Love Is All Around, The Trogs, VG Plus, $19.99. Those Were the Days is EX, $44.99, 1973 Unofficial. Horse Lips, Dancehall Sweethearts is $19.99. And Elton John, The Friend soundtrack, $19.99. All right, Ryan has won. Sell him Inbred for $18. Ken, we've already had a $15 offer on UFO, and I said I would do $20 on that. Okay, do y'all want to go left or right? Left or right? Let me know if y'all want to go left or right. I think they just accidentally shut the door back there. Yeah, it says back door shut, so. All right, this is, everybody has said left. Okay, left. I was wanting to go right. I don't know, I may want to go right. New stuff. This is new stuff. Just pretend it's new stuff. You can't tell me you can remember all this, because I don't even remember it. Let's see here. These are all buy it now, best offer. Tommy Flowers, we've already sold Atlanta Rhythm section. Elton John, $15. We're going to sell that to Tony Murphy. Left, left, right, the G's. Left, right, right. New stuff. Which Way to the Metal, left. Price on Ellen Foley, right, right, right. Any Dire Straits, right. I think rights are in the lead. I think there's some better records over here, but we'll find out. How about I go right, and then we'll skip over this one because we just went through them, and then left again. Let me read through these one more time. John Lennon, The Beatles, Tim Curry, Spirit, King Crimson, The Beach Boys, Sylvia, The Beatles, Lone Ranger, Rainbow, Crosby and Nash, Carl Perkins, Charlie Parker Sides, Harry Nilsson, Great Scott, Shirley Scott Trio, Charlie Perkett, Woody Allen, Split Milk, Eric Clapton, Woody Guthrie, Rita Coolidge, Roy Orbison, Willie Nelson, Ringo Starr, The Band, Ray Manzarek, The Who, Willie Nelson, The Beach Boys, Bob Dylan, Tracy and the Plastics, Lou Reed, Alberta Hunter, Beach Boys, Maggie's Last Party, The Who, Good Rats, Risk Ruskin, Big Mouth, Zappa, Sean Phillips, Getz, Gilberto. UFO is $20 if anybody wants it. Neil Young, Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Bette Midler, Zawinul, Chris Forsyth, Sullivan, Tokyo #1 Soul Set. Numero, Blue Cheer, Flame, R. Crumb, Sean Phillips, Jennifer Warnes. Ellen Foley, Night Out. That was $14.99. Andy Kim's Greatest Hits, John Kay, Carlene Carter, Buck White, Wild in the Streets, Johnny Burnett, Fifth Dimension, Bruce Springsteen, Buddy Knox, Martha and the Muffins, Phil and the Frantics, Delmonas, The Escorts, T-Bones, We the People, Tommy James and the Shonells, Kenny and the Casuals, Joe Eli, The Hesitations, The Trogs, The Beatles, and Horselips. I just went through the whole bin again, in case anybody missed it the first time. All right, so we have Edward Allen Foley was $14.99. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything else in there before I scroll back down. Dire Straits, there's a good chance there is in here. Jazz, there's always jams in every bin. Patricia Callahan, the Lone Ranger was $14.99. $14.99. Price on Scott. Great Scott, the Scurly Scott Trio was, I think, $29.99. Yes, that was Great Scott. That's $29.99, an original ABC Impulse. The Pet Sounds is a mono press. It's a VG and VG minus cover, $74.99. Where is that? I think it's right in here. Yes, Beach Boys Pet Sounds, VG, $74.99, 66 mono, Los Angeles press. I need to put that in the high-end bin if no one buys it tonight. The second Willie, we had, that was closer up front here, I think. Willie Nelson. We had Ringo. There was the first Willie. That was Country Willie, VG, $29.99. Good Rats, $8. Tony Shore, I will sell that to you for $18. We might be too far apart on that. $18 on that. Troy said he'd give $25 on Bruce Springsteen, The River. Let's sell that to him for $25. Troy Shark. What was the LRB Greatest Hits? I did not have that in here. I'm pretty sure I didn't. LRB to me means Little River Band, so I don't have that one. Clay Rainbow, I just said earlier, we were bidding on the Japanese pressing of this. This was $34.99. That's a near mint U.S. press, $34.99. The Alberta Hunter, $99. We're going to sell Patricia, the Lone Ranger, for $12. That's sold to Patricia. Edward said EF for $10. What was EF? There's way too many in here for me to maybe abbreviations. Usually, a whole crate is usually about that many. This is like 2 crates worth. My memory will be tested. Bundle, Harry Nilsson. Absolutely. Let me find them. They're right here. We got 1, 2. We got 2 Harry Nilssons. I'll do $10 off if you buy both of them. 30 for both of them. Richard Baker. We'll see if he says yes or no. Let's go ahead and sell Tony Shore, the Good Rats, for $15. That's for sure. Hendry wants Ellen Foley. Edward had already asked about it. And, oh, that's what he was making an offer on. Yes, sell Edward. I know what you mean now. He said $10 on that. Sell that to Edward for $10. And Richard Baker said okay to $15 and $15 on those. And how much was Alberta Hunter? $19.99. So the ones that was asked about is Rainbow still available. So is Willie Nelson. And what else was asked about? I think everything else Great Scott was $29.99. These are all buy it now best offer, and the Alberta Hunter was $19.99. These are fairly, I don't know what some of the dates are, maybe March. So they're approaching like a couple months old, but we hadn't gone through them in a while. That's why we're back here. Yeah, April, late March. So, well, we took out a chunk. This bin was it was plumb full. We took out a chunk there, sell that to Doc Smith for $15. We're going to move one bin over. We're going to go right, and then we're going to go back to the left again, and then the left again. All right, we'll start right here for the first half of this bin. These are all buy it now, best offer. I have no idea what's in here. We're starting with something very unique. Rotten Sound, Abuse to Suffer, $24.99, 2016 French gold vinyl. Let me get these where I can slip them back in here. All righty. Volunteer Jam, Charlie Daniels Band. That's the first one, $24.99. Volunteer Jam, $24.99. King Crimson Red, Very cool. That's a 2013 200 gram, $34.99. Michael McDowell needs to put back the monkeys. 1994, please stand by. $9.99 for 1994, please stand by. What do we have here? More cryptic. Gatekeeper. Wow, they've actually put it on a sticker for me. Gatekeeper, Noran, I don't know. 1,000, $49.99. $49.99. If anybody wants the monkeys, that's a VG Plus $14.99 for the monkeys. VG Plus $14.99. Red, King Crimson Red for $25. $28. $28. That would be 20% off, I think. Rotten Sounds, Species at War. Rotten Sounds, $64.99. 2013 clear and blue vinyl. He said sold for $28. Terror, One with the Underdogs. We've hit some hardcore music. $44.99. 2004 green vinyl. However, Calling, 1984 Holland, 1999. Sacrilege. Those thoughts are dreams, but etc., etc. $44.99. It's a long title. Rod Stewart, Atlantic Crossing. Rod Stewart, $14.99. David Osman's How Time Flies, a hi-fi sci-fi comedy, $14.99. Outside Stuff, Rick Derringer and the McCoys. Outside Stuff, Rick Derringer and the McCoys, $29.99. Ron Stoltz said he'll take the monkeys that was put back. That's sold to Ron Stoltz. We're going to sell Donnie Moore, Rod Stewart for $9.99. And is Richard Blanton, are you still watching, who claimed the cassette deck? I don't think we never did get a message. Oh, we just got a message. Okay, never mind. So that's good. I didn't want to sell any more unless we heard back from him, but I've got a couple other cassette decks while we're back here in front of all of our electronics. I've got a couple more, and that one right, let me find my finger, right there. That's a multi-changer. It's really cool. You can load up like 5, 10 cassettes in that thing, and it switches them around and everything. So, okay, Glenn Fry, The All-Nighter, $19.99. Glenn Fry, The All-Nighter, $19.99. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls, $9.99. Dan Fogelberg, Windows and Walls. Kansas, 2 for the show. Kansas is $34.99. That's a gold stamp promo on Kansas. Charlie Daniels, Saddle Tramp, $24.99. If you're just joining us, these are all buy it now, best offer. Means you can buy them or you can make a best offer. Elton John, A Single Man, $19.99. Alan Totten first on Dan, which is Dan Fogelberg. That's sold to Alan Totten. The Best of the Drifters. Best of the Drifters, $19.99. I think we're all bozos on this bus. That's the Firesign Theater, $14.99. Paul McCartney, Tug of War, $24.99. Paul McCartney, Tug of War, $24.99. Very clean copy. Green Slade, Spyglass Guest. Green Slade is $14.99. Phil Manzera and Eno is $29.99. Phil Manzera and Eno. John Fogerty, Center Field, $19.99. John Fogerty, Center Field. Keith Richards, Talk is Cheap, gold stamp promo, $19.99. One of Keith Richards' solo albums. The Doobie Brothers, Minute by Minute, $14.99. What a Fool Believes. Hope everybody has that one. Brand New Day, Blood, Sweat, and Tears. This has the die-cut cover, as you can see. That is $14.99. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, $14.99. Jeff Johnson first on Kansas. That was right here. That's sold to Jeff Johnson. Tony Shore, I will sell you the McCartney for $18. Bob Riger also offered $15. I'll do $18 on that one, either to Tony. If he passes, Bob, you can have it. Carol Puckett said $15 on Keith Richards. We'll go ahead and sell that to Carol for $15. Godspell, original motion picture soundtrack, $14.99. The Doobie Brothers is near mint. VG Plus or better cover. The vinyl is near mint minus. Near mint minus. Loudon, Rainwright III. Fame and Wealth in shrink wrap, $14.99. Tell It to the Marines, sung by Oscar Brand. Tell It to Marines is $19.99. I meant Phil Manzera. Okay, gotcha. Not Paul McCartney. Bob, let me know if you want that for $18. If not, let me see what I have that. Tony, probably same thing. Actually, I'll need more for this one. This is, I'll need 22 for that. I'll need 22 for that one, Mr. Shore. Just showed that. Bruce Coburn, Further Adventures of Bruce Coburn, $9.99. Sell Brian Miller the Doobies for $10. That's sold to Brian Miller. Delbert McClinton, Second Wind. Delbert McClinton is $14.99. MFSB, Philadelphia Freedom, $12.99. Doc, we've already sold the Doobie Brothers. Mendez, Sergio Mendez Confetti, $14.99. We're going to sell Tony Shore the Phil Manzera for $22. Get Your Rocks Off, Manfred Mann's Earth Band. Get Your Rocks Off, $14.99 gatefold Polydor. All My Best, Ricky Nelson, $14.99. All My Best, Ricky Nelson. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, nice copy, $34.99. That is the Burbank label, which is a good sign. Nice looking copy. Does it have the insert? No lyric insert in this one. We've had a couple of those like aged looking covers. That one's pretty clean. $34.99. Jesse Colin Young, On the Road, $9.99. Did you bring? Yeah, we got Japanese stuff to auction. Mother Earth, Make Joyful Noise. Mother Earth is $19.99. Let me try one auction at a time. This is stuff I didn't get to last night. We'll try these. Ooh, Led Zeppelins and Credences and the Doobies and Rainbow and Eltons and all kinds of stuff. What is this here? Yingwei. Whoa. Okay, let's try. I don't have a lot of space back here, but I'll try to do some Japanese auctions. We have Rising Force, Yingwei Malmsteen. The obi does have a tear up here. See how this rip in the obi? That's the only thing wrong with this. It is near mint and pristine. Near mint and pristine. So there's the disc. $45 start, Yingwei Malmsteen, Rising Force. There's the LP. It has a poster with it. Check this out. It's upside down, but it has a poster. $45 start. Has the Japanese insert. And we have a really nice cover with obi. $45 start. Jared is in. That's Rising Force. I'm going to keep that right over here where y'all can see it. Maybe at least see the corner of it. I can move my camera back and forth if I need to. But I think y'all know, actually it would look better over here, wouldn't it? We got more of an angle right back here. There we go. All right, where did we get to? Mother Earth. Mother Earth was $19.99. Styx, Paradise Theater, VG Plus $14.99. This is an empty cover. That's an empty cover. That probably came from the sidewalk sale. Somebody stuck it over here. If anybody wants it, I don't really want to sell it to anybody. I might keep that myself. Hang it on the wall or something. Styx, Paradise Theater, VG Plus $14.99. This will have the etched vinyl. If it doesn't, I'll be shocked. It's actually harder to find them not etched, I believe. Very cool, though. VG Plus $14.99 on Styx, Paradise Theater. Let me put that back in its sleeve. We're going to sell that to John Ambrosic for $10. David Tate was second. I could have sold it for full price. In Harmony 2, $19.99. In Harmony 2, Mike Oldfield, Airborne, is $24.99. Mike Oldfield, Airborne. Live Piece Toronto, that's a French pressing, $39.99. The Jimi Hendrix Concerts is $49.99. And we had Genesis, Abacab. Genesis is $19.99. I like this song here. Man on the Corner, Another Record. Those are great songs. And of course, No Reply at All, Abacab. That is Genesis, $19.99. All right, that was the first half of that bin. Let me flip those one more time. If anybody needs a price, let me know. Final call on Yingwei Malmsteen. Excuse me, final call for $45. Let me take a drink of water, though, before I start reading off titles really fast again. No, John Ambrose got it for 10. I shot myself in the foot on that one. James Rayner said 15 on Genesis. Eddie Persir was second. John Ambrosic was third. Eddie's at full price. So James Rayner, let me know if you want that for sticker. If you don't want that for sticker, then it's sold to Eddie Persir. So James at sticker. If he passes, then Eddie, and then John Ambrosic. Charlie Daniels bundle for 38. Charlie Daniels bundle for 32. Well, it looks like Paul Gill may get those. Let me read through those one more time. Jimi Hendrix, hold on a second. Clay Moore is offered $28 for Rainbow. That was in the last bin. Sell that to Clay Moore for $28. Carl Perkins was $24.99, Carol. We got Jimi Hendrix, John Lennon, Mike Oldfield, In Harmony 2, Billy Joe, Bruce Springsteen, James Taylor, Kenny Loggins, Carly Simon. He passes, so sell that to Eddie Pacir for $19.99. Mother Earth, Jesse Colin Young, Fleetwood Mac Rumors, Ricky Nelson, Manfred Mann does not have Blinded by the Light, not on there. Sergio Mendez, Philadelphia Freedom, MFSB, Delbert McClinton, Bruce Coburn, Tell It to the Marines, Loudon Rainwright, Godspell, Blood, Sweat, and Tears, John Fogerty, Green Slade, Fire Sign Theater, Best of the Drifters, Elton John, Charlie Daniels, there's one, Glenn Fry, Rick Derringer, How Time Flies, and then some of the punk records here. And this Charlie Daniels here is what they were wanting. So those are $38 to Paul Gill. Go ahead and sell those to him. Sell those to Paul Gill for $38. David Cordell was second. Gary, you were fourth on Genesis. Kenneth Jank offered 10 for Loudon Rainwright. Sell that to Kenneth Jank for 10. Terrell Boatnight wants the Best of the Drifters. How much for Philadelphia Freedom, MFSB? Doc Smith is inquiring. Let me find that. I might have to start from the front of here again. MFSB is $12.99. Need to put it back. Sorry, I thought. Oh, you're asking about the one you claimed. The one you claimed was $19.99, I'm pretty sure. And Carol, you know that's a $25 restocking fee if you put that back. Carly Simon, so you'd be better just to buy it. The Carly Simon is In Harmony 2, $19.99. Which is like, I think, like this children's records, right? And let's see, would you take 10? Sell that to Doc Smith for $10. What was the Fire Sign Theater? The Fire Sign Theater was, I think we're all bozos on this bus. I think we're all bozos from this bus, $14.99. Price on Green Slade. The Green Slade album in here is called Spyglass Quest, $14.99. Spyglass Quest, $14.99. Spyglass Quest, $14.99. And that's on Mercury. Okay, and then this record right over here, which was the Spirit record, it was $39.99. It's Spirit self-titled, 1968, $39.99. Those were increased from Derek Clark. I'll keep those up front. Sean Kelly said pass, and that was on the Carly Simon. Info on Sacrilege. I think Carol just wants to put back the Carl Perkins. James Bragg on Sacrilege. James Bragg, this is 2013, $44.99. Sacrilege, thoughts are but dreams till their effects are tired. And that is $44.99, 2013. What was the Lennon album? That was Live Peace Toronto. Live Peace Toronto, $39.99, and that's a French pressing. French, did we put a year? No, it says France. It's on Apple, $39.99, near mint. And next was the Sergio Mendez title was called Confetti. Confetti, $14.99, and James Bragg said sold on the Sacrilege. The other punk records in here that I didn't really recap, not this one, or hardcore, we need to call them hardcore probably. However, Calling, that is $19.99. That's a 1984 Holland. And Carol, I'm assuming you don't want this for $19.99. You had claimed it for $19.99. That was the price on it. That was Carl Perkins, $19.99. Terror, one with the Underdogs. Terror is 2004 green vinyl, $44.99. Rotten Sound, Species at War, is $64.99. Rotten Sound, Species at War, $64.99. Gatekeeper was $49.99. Please Stand By is $9.99, which is not hardcore. And Rotten Sound, Abused to Suffer, which is $24.99. Okay, Carol Puckett said sold. Right back to where we started. Carol Puckett sold. Carl Perkins is sold to Carol Puckett for $19.99. I think he had claimed it and then he was wanting a discount. You can't do that. You can't do that. You can't say sold and be like, hey, that record I bought about a half hour ago, can I get a 25% discount on that? Let's see here. Derek Clark, would you do 55 for all three? I've only got two here for you, Derek. What was the third one? I got Green Slade and Spirit. See y'all. Yes. 8. I won't be here, but I'll text you later or text you in the morning, Tyler.
I'll be here at 8 either way.
Yes, he says it's unlocked for you. Okay, thank you. Okay, so we'll see which two of those Derek Clark wanted. All right. Hey, Carol, we might run across that Rolling Stones record back here somewhere. It's probably in one of these bins. Now, let's go through the back part of this. These are going to be stubborn, I'm sure. Derek Clark. Oh, Manfred Mann as well. I might have to move these over. It might be a lot easier. That's much better. And the Manfred Mann. All right, let me go right back over here. Green Sleigh, that was how much? 55 for all three. There's those two. Let me find him, Manfred Mann. We're going to do 55 for all three to Derek Clark. And Carly Simon and Jesse Colin Young for 20. There's that one and there's that one. Sell those to Gary Samuels for 20. And, no, I understand. Just giving you a hard time, Carol. Those Rolling Stones record that bootleg you're looking for may be in one of these bins. Where are those pants at? Are those pants at the Rolling Stones Museum yet or wherever they were going? If those things ever go on display, I would like to know. That's going to be very cool so we can get a picture of them. Those pants. I forgot his name. Ron Wood pants. Sell this to Jared Benoit for $45. Sell that to Jared Benoit. That was Yngwie Malmsteen's Rising Force. Let me try another Japanese auction before we get started on this bin. This is a fantastic sounding record. This is the best of the doobies. The best of the doobies. And that is also, let me make sure those ones we just tagged for Gary Samuels, those were the ones he wanted. The best of the doobies is a $35 start. This is near mint and pristine. When you see the track listing, you'll be bought in. Gary Samuels, I'm just wanting to make sure you wanted that and that. Jesse Colin Young. I think you put Collars S and those. Those were the right two. Okay. Yes, best of the doobies. These pressings are fantastic sounding. $35 start. All right. Okay. James Rayner's 35. Let's go through these one more time. We have Bad Luck Streak, or actually, we haven't been through these yet. Bad Luck Streak and Dancing School. They're all buy it now, best offer. $29.99. Warren Zevon. Elton John Blue Moves. Don't be afraid to make offers. Don't be afraid to just go ahead and buy them. $24.99 on Elton John Blue Moves. What do we have here? Peace. Peace is $49.99. The back it says War. War and Peace from 1984. I don't know what this is. Is that perhaps the name of the band? There's nothing on the labels except Fallout symbols. Doobie Brothers 35.35. Brian Miller's at 40. Spencer Davis, I'm a Man. EX copy $32.99. Spencer Davis, I'm a Man. EX copy $32.99. David Bowie Stage. David Bowie Stage, VG Plus $29.99. David Bowie Stage, that's a 2LP, live David Bowie. Uriah Heep, The Magician's Birthday, that's a VG Plus $14.99. The Tremolos, Even the Bad Times Are Good, Silence is Golden. The Tremolos is a VG Plus $14.99. Blood Rock 2, Blood Rock 2 is VG Plus $14.99. Dead or Alive, VG Plus $14.99. The Doobie Brothers is at 45. George Buchanan's first on the David Bowie Stage. That's sold to George Buchanan. Metallic KO, Iggy and the Stooges, $39.99. Open Up and Bleed. Metallic KO, Iggy and the Stooges. Edward, we've already sold the Doobie Brothers. Jared, Uriah Heep, I will sell that to you for $10. Sell that to Jared Benoit. The Bee Gees Idea, VG copy $14.99. The Bee Gees Idea, VG on that. Quiver, Gone in the Morning. Quiver is a VG Plus $14.99. By the way, the best of the doobies is up for auction. $45 is the high bid to James Rayner. John Entwistle, Rigor Mortis Sets In. John Entwistle is a VG copy, $9.99. Music from the original motion picture soundtrack, The Hindenburg. That is sealed from 1975 for the Led Zeppelin fans, $24.99. 2001, A Space Odyssey, Volume 2, $19.99. 2001, A Space Odyssey, Volume 2, $19.99. Mike Massey. I don't know what piece is. Obviously, you do. I'll sell that to you for $35 if you want it. $35 for piece. How you can't put a price on piece. Robert Johnson on 2001 Space Odyssey. Don Nix, Hobos, Heroes, and Street Corner Clowns. Don Nix is $19.99. Final call. Final call on the Doobie Brothers. James Rayner's at $45. Mike Massey said sold on piece for $35. Potluck, Spooner Odom. 2015 green vinyl, $24.99 for Potluck, Spooner Odom. One Step More and You Die. Ooh. 2004, $34.99. We have $9.99. I read the price first because I didn't know the title. Aviator. I'm not the lonely one. Aviator is $9.99. The Final Conflict. The Final Conflict. The Ungovernable Force. 1988 UK. $19.99. Doc Smith is at 12 on Don Nix. Doc, the kind of trending prices we've been doing on a lot of these would make this $15. $15 on Don Nix if you want that. Craig's back in on the Doobie Brothers for $48. We have Purple. Purple's $14.99. Crustacean. Purple Crustacean. The Savage 7 soundtrack, $39.99. That's music from Cream and Iron Butterfly. $39.99. Very nice copy. Bob Dylan, New Morning. That's a VG Plus, $24.99. Bob Dylan, New Morning. VG Plus, $24.99. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, $39.99. Very nice. $39.99. Doc Smith said sold. That's Don Nix, $15. Clay Moore first on the tremolos. That was earlier in the crate. We're going to go ahead and sell that to Clay Moore. VG Plus, $14.99. Milt Hinton, East Coast Jazz. That's a 1955 mono, $99.99. Milt Hinton. This is East Coast Jazz, name of the album. This is on the, boy, that's beautiful. For a 55 mono. Bethlehem label, $99.99. Richie Havens, mixed bag. Richie Havens is $19.99. Richie Havens, $19.99. Sirius Coleman Hawkins. Sirius Coleman Hawkins is $19.99. Pablo Jazz label. Another Richie Havens. This is Richie Havens on Stage. Has the bonus single. Includes Freedom and Handsome Johnny. That is $29.99. The Age of Electronicus. Dick Hyman. We had one of these in New Arrivals last night. $29.99. Capitol Jazz Classics. Capitol Jazz Classics Volume 4. Jerry Mulligan. Walking Shoes, $14.99. Emerson, Lake and Palmer, $19.99 for brain salad surgery. Brain salad surgery. Let's see here. George Buchanan, I will sell you the Milt for $80. That would be 20% off. I'll sell you the Milt Hinton for $80. How could you say no? Let's do a final call on the Doobie Brothers before it gets buried. Craig Johnson's at $48. I need to know if James Rayner's in or out. Mr. Rayner. Craig has that for $48, and that's a final call. Ryan offered $35 for both Richie Havens. There's one. What happened to the other? Right here. Ryan Anderson, that would be... I'll go $40. Trying to do some math in my head. 10. Yeah, $40 on both of those, Ryan Anderson. $40 on both of those. Okay, let me figure out where I was at here. Let me pull these. I might have to go back. Tanner's up front for a second. I might have to go back over these when he comes back. Kenneth Jank on 15 on ELP. We'll go ahead and sell that to Kenneth Jank for 15. Gary Samuels was next on Mull, $12. What was Mull? M-U-L-L. Is that something possibly already sold? That was Mulligan. He was first to that at $12, and then Doc Smith wants the Coleman, Richie, and Capital bundle. We'll have to rearrange that, and then Edwards at 15 on CH, which is Coleman Hawkins. Okay, that's probably going to be sold to Doc, and Tanner, I may have to go over these with you again. Let me just start from the bottom. We have Don Nix was sold to Doc Smith for $15. That's sold to Doc Smith for $15. The Tremolos was sold to Clay Moore. That was at Sticker. Milt Hinton was sold for $80 to George Buchanan. And then these two Richie Havens was Ryan Anderson's for $80. There's 1, 2. Those are not for $80. Excuse me. Ryan Anderson's like, what? For $40. For $40. Emerson, Lake and Palmer is sold to Kenneth Jank for $15. That's sold to Kenneth Jank for $15. And Coleman Hawkins, or no, Gary Mulligan, Gary Samuels, $12. Okay, now we had, next was Doc Smith wanting a price on Coleman Hawkins, Richie, and Capital, which we've already sold one. There's Hawkins. Now I've just got to figure out what Richie is. Is that something still in here or not? I'm not for sure. That might be something already sold. Let me know what that was. And then if not, we got an offer for $15 on Coleman Hawkins. George got milled. James is out on Doobie Brothers. Richie Havens sold. And let me go ahead and figure out what's left in the crate. Watermelon Man, Mungo Santa Maria, $39.99. That's in shrink wrap on the Battle label. $39.99 for Watermelon Man, Mungo Santa Maria. Bobby Short on the East Side. Bobby Short is $19.99. A tribute to Woody Guthrie. A tribute to Woody Guthrie is $9.99. Let's sell Dave Plunkett, Mongo, for $32. Dino, Desi, and Billy, Our Time's Coming, $14.99. And Mountain Avalanche. Mountain is $19.99. Mountain Avalanche is $19.99. All right, here's what's left in this bin. We got Warren Zevon, Elton John, Spencer Davis, Blood Rock 2, Iggy and the Stooges, the Bee Gees, Quiver, John Entwistle, the Hindenburg, Spooner Oldham, One Step More, Aviator, The Final Conflict, Crustacean, Cream and Iron Butterfly on the Savage 7 soundtrack, Dylan, Dick Hyman, Bobby Short, Woody Guthrie, Dino, Desi, and Billy, and Mountain Avalanche, or Woody Guthrie tribute, we should say. Sell that to Tommy for $7.99. We're going to go ahead and sell the Doobie Brothers for $48 to Craig Johnson. That's sold to Craig Johnson for $48. Roger Ramjet would be sold to, or Mountain is sold to Roger Ramjet for $15. And Coleman Hawkins, how much would Short and Coleman Hawkins be? Okay, Doc still had dibs on Hawkins, and he wants a bundle for these. We've already got a $15 offer on that. I'll do the same for that. That would be $30 for both of them. $30 for both of those, Doc Smith. And Derek Clark offered $10 for Quiver. Sell that to Derek Clark for $10. All righty. Wow, we almost knocked out that entire bin. Well, actually, I guess we moved some of them over here, but we really knocked out the back part. Now, I said I was going to go back to the left. Let me take a peek. It looks like right is the way to go right now. And Tanner's going to have to move his station. Maybe we should go left then. Let me take a peek over here. Yeah, I'd rather go right. It looks like better titles right, based on what I'm seeing first glance. Let's think about, were you still thinking about going through a June 2022 new, oh yes, new vinyl on sale. I've got those up front. It's actually a black crate. We probably need to go through those now. Doc Smith said he'll pass. So, wow, Doc threw me a curveball. All right, so Coleman Hawkins then is sold for $15. That goes back up to the top then. That was $15 to Edward Star Wars. Edwards, you get the Coleman Hawkins for $15. If anybody wants Bobby Short, let me know. Okay, and if we get a chance, if Tanner catches a quick break, black crate of new vinyl on sale that's up front. We'll go through that because I've already got them green stickered. They're ready to go. We probably can lay them. I probably can fit the crate right here, actually. Let me go ahead and move. We'll move these all over. I'm going to have some empty bins back here, which is good. This isn't a record museum. This is a record shop. Wow, I see Boston right here. That's the back of Boston. Look, don't look back. There's Elvis Costello. I recognize that. Plus, I can see, I can see the name. I need some water. I've got the hiccups back here. Let's use some recycled water. Let's see if they'll fit. Will they fit right there without really causing any problems, or is it going to be too wide? That's too wide, isn't it?
Just grab a handful.
Yeah, let me just put them in here. Yeah. Good idea, Tanner. Just transfer them over. Let me start from the back because I've got them in a certain order. This is all green sticker, 1 year old, about to be 1 year old new vinyl. I've already green stickered them. Most of them 20% off or more. Most of them 20% off or more. So we'll go through those in just a second. That should be empty when I go through it. I don't like the way these look right here. Somebody just asked about the Age of Electronicus. That was $29.99. Buy it now, best offer. All right, Mark Douglas, $29.99. Buy it now, best offer. More, buy it now, best offer. I'll go through about half of these, and then we'll do the new on sale vinyl. Tina Turner, Private Dancer, $24.99. Tina Turner, Private Dancer, $24.99. Dennis DeYoung, Desert Moon, $19.99. Dennis Young, Desert Moon. Mick Jagger, She's the Boss, $19.99 for Mick Jagger, She's the Boss. Joy of Cooking, Closer to the Ground. Joy of Cooking, $14.99. Joe Cocker is $24.99. That's Joe Cocker, self-titled. Dan Fogelberg and Tim Weisberg, twin sons of different mothers, $9.99. Jay Ferguson, All Alone in the End Zone, is $9.99. Jay Ferguson. Netherlands, Dan Fogelberg, $9.99 on Netherlands. Bob Dylan, $34.99. James Rayner's at $20 on Tina Turner. What's Love Got to Do with It? Arm Lazelle, $15 on Dennis DeYoung. A tribute to Ricky Nelson. There's one of those in the other bin. $19.99. I need to sell one of those. Harry Chapman, Greatest Stories Live, $14.99. Greatest Stories Live. 12-inch single from Run DMC, Jam Master Jay, Hard Times, Jam Master Jay again, and Hard Times from Run DMC, $19.99. Hank Williams Jr. and the Cheating Hearts, Just Pickin', No Singing, $24.99. Jeff McMaster on Run DMC. Elton John, Breaking Hearts, $19.99 on Elton John, Breaking Hearts. Split Ends, Time and Tide. Split Ends is $14.99. This is a Rolling Stones picture disc, Liver Than You'll Ever Be, $74.99. Rolling Stones picture disc, Liver Than You'll Ever Be. Ricky Skaggs, Kentucky Thunder, $19.99 for Skaggs. REO Speedwagon, 9 Lives, $19.99. That's a gold stamp promo. Charlie Daniels Saddle Tramp, for whoever missed out on that earlier, $24.99 on that. The Isley Brothers, Giving It Back. The Isley Brothers, promo copy, $24.99. Ripple is 1973 white label promo, $44.99. Ripple is a 1973 white label promo, $44.99. Sugarloaf Express featuring Lee Ritenour, a 77 Japanese pressing, $34.99. Let me get a new Japanese auction running. Nothing, this stack right back here is awfully lonely looking. I've got Bob Dylan, Men at Work, Nina, Eagles, Carole King, Rocky, Janis Joplin, Phil Collins, REO Speedwagon. Those are ones that didn't get bids last night. Then we got Cyndi Lauper, Elton John, Rainbow, Doobie Brothers, Steve Miller Band, this one looks nice. Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams. With Obi, look how nice that is. $45 start. Steve Miller Band, Book of Dreams, $45 start on that. The Def Leppard On Through the Night we had should have been blue vinyl. If we had those in stock, blue vinyl. Tommy Flowers says, Isley Brothers, $19.99. Sell that to Tommy Flowers, $19.99. Jeff McMaster, the best price on Ripple would be $35. $35 on Ripple. Where did we get to here? I'm going the wrong way, I think. Yep. Something in the Night, Pure Prairie League. Something in the Night, $14.99 for Pure Prairie League. Dixie Dregs, Night of the Living Dregs, $14.99 for Dixie Dregs. The Climax Blues Band, Reel to Reel, Climax Blues Band, $9.99. The Counts, Love Sign, 1973, $34.99. The Counts, Love Sign. Fall into Spring, Rita Coolidge, $9.99. Bob Dylan, Infidels, $34.99. Al Stewart Live, Indian Summer, $24.99. Tony Shore, $10 on the Dixie Dregs. Sell that to Tony Shore for $10. Lovers Low, Les Paul and Mary Ford, $19.99. In Concert, The Concert Sinatra, $14.99. Doc Smith, the Counts, $25. Go ahead and sell that to Doc for $25. Sinatra, She Shot Me Down, $14.99 on Frank Sinatra. Ron Wood, Give Me Some Neck, $19.99 for Ron Wood. Sinatra and Company, $14.99 for Sinatra and Company. Planet P, $19.99, Planet P. Time and Charges, the Buckinghams. This is in shrink wrap. Original baggy, looks unplayed. Sears price tag, $14.99. Tommy Bolin Teaser, $19.99. The quadraphonic pressing of Chase, $19.99. And a quadraphonic pressing of Poco Delivering, $19.99. Quad. Gene Vincent, Dressed in Black, $14.99. And Neil Young is $34.99. Everybody knows This Is Nowhere. Very nice looking copy. Somebody wrote their name on the cover. $34.99 is the radio station letter with the Ron Wood. Radio station letter. I don't think this is a promo copy. It may be. It is. To all station personnel. The cut entitled If You See Her should be auditioned by senior station management prior to broadcast, as the lyric content, which is of an explicit sexual nature, may be offensive to some members of the public. It's in there. $19.99. Scott Smith on the quad pressings. Scott, let me know if you want Chase, Poco, or both of them. He may want both of those. Mel Webster offered $28 for Neil Young. Mel was being very patient. Mel saw that when the crate first started. Let's sell that to Mel for $28. David Cordell, I will sell this to you for $18. I will sell that to you for $18. Chase is sold, and Chase is sold. Doc Smith and David Johnson. David, that's $18 if you want it. All righty. Let's do, actually I thought I'd do new vinyl on sale when I started this crate. So let me jump over. Doc Smith, you were second on Chase. Let me read through these one more time. Charlie Daniels, unless David buys it. Ron Wood, unless Carol buys it. Gene Vincent, Tommy Bolin, the Buckinghams, Planet P, Sinatra. Who wants 3 Sinatra albums for $30? That's $15 off. 5, and 5 off. 10, 10, 10. 3 Sinatras for $30, and they're all near mint. Take it. Les Paul, Al Stewart Live, Bob Dylan. Wolf's Council said he'd give $15 for Ron Wood. Sell that to Wolf's Council. Chad, you missed some. I don't think I have. I don't think I've missed anything. Jared also offered $15 for Ron Wood. Sold to Wolf's Council already. Sinatra, Les Paul, Al Stewart Live, Bob Dylan, Rita Coolidge, Climax Blues Band, Pure Prairie League, Sugarloaf Express, Ripple, REO Speedwagon was near mint, Edward. Nice cover. You'll be very happy with that. It's stickered at 19. Yeah, no bid on this yet. Alex, this is Steve Miller Band's Book of Dreams, a pristine Japanese pressing. There's the original inner sleeve and Japanese insert. We were looking for a $45 start. I don't know if anybody's asleep or not for sure what's going on there, but that's a $45 start. Ripple was claimed. No, they made an offer on it, and we didn't. I think he misunderstood the price. Andy Lewis gets these for $30, 10, 10, 10 on Sinatra. REO Speedwagon, we had Ricky Skaggs. Alex is in on Steve Miller Band. The Rolling Stones, Split Ends, Elton John, Hank Williams Jr., Harry Chapman, Ricky Nelson, Dylan, Netherlands, Dan Fogelberg, Jay Ferguson, Dan Fogelberg, Joe Cocker, and The Joy of Cooking. Oh, one more. Mick Jagger, She's the Boss. Edward offered $14 for REO. Sell that to Edward for $14. Alex is at $45 on Steve Miller Band, going once, going twice. And the only artist in here I have 2 of, or 3 of actually, is Dylan, right? I got 2 Dylans in here. I'll sell both of these for just $45. I've got them $34.99. Let's see here. I've got these. Yes, these are $34.99. $45 for both of them. These don't sell as well as some of the earlier ones, so $45 for both of those. And then David Cordell, the Hank Williams Jr. was $24.99. And I'm assuming you don't want Charlie Daniels. I'm assuming you don't want that for $18. Best on Iggy and the Stooges, that was $39. I'll do $35 for it. Wolf's Council. And Tommy Bolin Teaser. Tommy Bolin Teaser. Where are you, Tommy Bolin? Tommy, Troy just asked, and Roger Ramjet. Here it is. That is $19.99. That's the sticker price on it. Wolf said sold on Iggy. Let me slide right over here. And I guess nobody wanted the Age of Electronicus. That was these. And this crate started right here. And that means Iggy, well, was that in the last bin? Looking for a blue looking record. There it is. Sell that to Wolf's Council for $35. Troy was first on Roger, said I'll take it. Let me figure out what's going on here. So we sold that to Wolf's Council for $35. Troy was first. He offered $15. Roger says he'll take it. So that means, Troy, let me know if you want that for sticker. Let me know if you want that for $19.99. If not, Roger Ramjet said he'll take it. Okay, and the Stones was an obscure picture disc. It's actually a live picture disc, and it was $74.99. It's called Liver Than You'll Ever Be, limited to 1,000. It looks like French, maybe, or Spanish, maybe, possibly French. A lot of French imports for the Stones. All right, I've got some new vinyl that's green stickered, marked down. Troy said he'll take that as sticker. Also, go ahead and sell this to Alex Roman for $45. So Troy got that for sticker. Alex got that for $45. Next Japanese auction. Before I start, whoa, is this thing pristine? Well, there's a mark on the obi. This is Led Zeppelin 2. Okay, you may have heard of this before. You've probably heard these songs on here before. This is a $75 start. This is a Japanese press of Led Zeppelin 2. Wow. Look at that. $75 start. That means we got to listen. Anytime a nice copy of Led Zeppelin 2 comes in, we always have to listen to it. So we'll play that tonight for the 10th millionth time. There's the Japanese lyric insert. Somebody circled Lotta, and they put above it a lot of. I guess that was maybe somebody in Japan translating that. Whole lot of love, since I guess lot is maybe not a English word. They put lot of. The obi does have a rip somewhere. Oh, right here. It's ripped at the bottom. It's ripped at the bottom. No poster. Nice cover and obi, except for the rip. Vinyl's pristine with insert. That's a $75 start. That's over here. Best price on both Dylan. Alan, how about we do 40 on both of them? I'll do 40 on both of those. 40 on both of those. The best price on the picture disc, 75. I'll do 55. 55 on that. 55 on that. All right, let me lay that there. All right, let's do new vinyl. I've got these green stickered. So it'll be easy to me to tell. Usually we do certain prices, but I went ahead and stickered them for what they are. New vinyl on sale. This only happens about once a month. I went ahead and done the June stuff too, so I could pull them out of the alphabetical order, so we could go ahead and file away a lot more. All right, so we've got Cruella soundtrack, $24.99, original motion picture soundtrack. That's on black and white swirl vinyl. That has some great music on it. Supertramp, Bee Gees, The Doors, Nina Simone, Ike and Tina Turner, Queen. That is $24.99 for the Cruella soundtrack. That's on colored vinyl. 2 copies of The Minions, The Rise of Gru. This was on exclusive blue vinyl, $15 off. $15 off, which is $34.99. $34.99. That's the on sale price. So Cruella's $24. The Minions is $34, or Cruella was $24. That's $34. I've got 2 copies. This was another pricier one marked down. $20 off. Disney's Tron. Music by Wendy Carlos. Original motion picture soundtrack. That is now $39.99. Tron, Wendy Carlos. 2 of those. 2 Wild Style, which is on limited edition yellow vinyl. $19.99. Wild Style yellow vinyl soundtrack. $19.99. Paul Brothers wants the Minion. James Bragg, the Foo Fighters is in this bin, so just hold your comment. That's going to be in this bin coming up. Alan Totten, let me know if you want both of those Dylans for $20. and I'll sell them to you. We still got those over here pending. Honk, $34.99, the very best of the Rolling Stones from 71 to 2018, 2 LP. That is $34.99. Paul Brothers wants the Minion soundtrack. That's sold to Paul Brothers. Oh, I've already pulled that. My bad. Alan Hevalone wants the Wild Style. And Fred Carnell wants the Cruella. Alan said Dan Fogelberg. I hope that means yes to the Dylans for 40. Where's Dan Fogelberg? So those are sold. These are still pending to Alan. Let me just put those back in here. We're going to sell this to Carol for $55. Let's sell that to Carol for $55. I can't believe this. I've sold some since then. This just got unfortunate because it had an old sticker on it, but this should not be discounted. Magical Mystery Tour, $31.99. The Beatles Magical Mystery Tour, $31.99. I'll probably end up ordering a new one after we sell that, but it does have a June sticker on it. $31.99 for Magical Mystery Tour. David Bowie, The Next Day. This was originally $48.99. Now it's $34.99. David Bowie, The Next Day. We have Nicki Minaj, Pink Friday, $19.99, and that was originally $34.99. Nicki Minaj, that was originally $34.99. Big markdown on this. Jamiroquai, Traveling Without Moving. These were $56.99. I moved it down to $39.99. Jamiroquai is a 25th anniversary edition on yellow vinyl. Traveling Without Moving, $39.99 on that. I was asking for the two Dan Fogelberg, not Dylan, last crate. Okay. Actually, the back part of this crate we hadn't gone through yet. The back part of this crate, we hadn't gone through those yet. By the way, I'm looking for a $75 start, on Led Zeppelin if anybody's in. Tony Shore gets the Rolling Stones. That's green. These are all, I've already got the prices on them. That's sold to Tony Shore. Edward Star Wars on DB, which is David Bowie. That's sold to Edward Star Wars. John Ambrosic on Jamiroquai. I finally figured out how to pronounce that. And Paul Brothers wants the Nicki Minaj. And Craig Weatherford also on the other Jamiroquai. He put Traveling. It's a difficult word to spell. If someone held a gun to my head, said, spell Jamiroquai, I would be like, you're going to have to go ahead and shoot me. This is another one. We ordered so many of these. I still sell them, but they've hit 1 year old. So I'll go ahead and mark them down. And that is Michael Jackson Thriller, $19.99. We sell these all the time, but they've been here for a year now. Michael Jackson Thriller, the last 3 copies, $19.99. I've got 3 of those. New sealed, beautiful pressings. Michael Jackson Thriller. I've got 2 of these. Elton John Chartbusters, gold vinyl. Elton John Chartbusters, $24.99. Chartbusters Go Pop. Elton John Legendary Covers. That's on gold vinyl, $24.99. Michael Jackson, sold, and sold. Grant Peltzer, Ron Stoltz, and James Rayner. Those are all gone. Grant Peltzer, Ron Stoltz, and James Rayner. Nigel and Jedit was next. I've only got 3 of those. Elton John, $24.99. Def Leppard, Diamond Star Halos. This is the indie exclusive on clear vinyl. $39.99. That's $15 off. It's got a little bit of a crease right here, but that is new and sealed Def Leppard Diamond Star Halos. Probably the more pricier record in the crate, which is Rob Zombie Spook Show. This was originally $59.99. I've done about 20% off on this one. This is a 2 LP live Rob Zombie picture disc, $44.99. Dan Triaga on Def Leppard. That's sold to Dan Triaga. 2 copies of Neil Young Toast, one of his unreleased albums that came out last year. These were originally $43. I've got them marked down to $29.99. Neil Young with Crazy Horse Toast, $29.99. John Sheehan's going to take the Rob Zombie picture disc. That's sold to John Sheehan. Man, I can't believe I had to mark this down. I've sold some. Well, as you can see, this one is actually July, and this one's April of this year, but I went ahead and marked them down because I've had that one for almost a year. That's the Yes album by Yes, just $20 on those, $19.99. Troy Schlark, you were second on Rob Zombie, only had 1 of those. Jody Ruffner, I've already sold Honk. That's already sold. Led Zeppelin does not have the poster. It has the insert, Final Call, $75. We'll make it a buy it now in just a moment, and I'll put something else new up. The Who, Odds and Sides, mastered at Abbey Road Studios. That's a Record Store Day UK release that's on, I think, colored vinyl. Yeah, red and yellow colored vinyl. That is $34.99. Steve only had 2 copies of Jamiroquai. Those are already sold. Mike Langford wants a copy of Yes. That's a good decision. And The Who is $34.99. That's an Abbey Road half-speed master, colored vinyl from Record Store Day UK, $34.99. Patti Smith Group, $20. Radio Ethiopia, new and sealed, $19.99. The Smile, last copy, a light for attracting attention, $34.99. The Smile is Radiohead's Thom Yorke and Johnny Greenwood and Sons of Kemet's Tom Skinner. Limited edition yellow vinyl, $15 off, $35. Greg Baldwin wants the last copy of Yes. That's sold to Greg Baldwin. Another great decision. The Sounds of Silence, Simon and Garfunkel, $19.99 for The Sounds of Silence, $19.99. Imogen Heap, Speak for Yourself. That's from Music on Vinyl, $24.99. That's marked down from $39 to $25. Heathen, Victims of Deception, limited to 1,500, 2 LP on yellow vinyl, $34.99. For our metal followers, $34.99. Guided by Voices, Tremblers and Goggles by Rank, $19.99 by Guided by Voices. James Labrie, Elements of Persuasion, $15 off, $24.99. That was originally a 2021 Record Store Day. Dan Triaga, First on Heathen. That's sold to Dan Triaga. Queens of the Stone Age, now $15 off. This is Live Festival Part 2, $39.99. Pronounced Imogen Heap. Imogen Heap. Foo Fighters, $23.99. Let's see if James Bragg is lucky enough to get one. Sorry, I hadn't technically shown these yet. He was ready. James Bragg's first on the Foo Fighters, $23.99. That's $5 off. I didn't want to discount those too much because I hadn't shown them in so long. I was like, somebody will probably want one. $23.99. And I probably don't have enough. So James Bragg got one and Craig Thomas got the other. Shelby, Michael, y'all were next. Steve Merkel wants the Queens of the Stone Age. Let me breeze through those one more time. Let me go ahead and make Led Zeppelin a buy it now for $75. Japanese pressing of Led Zeppelin 2. Who wants it? Was anybody standing by with their finger on the trigger? We'll find out. Craig Proper was. $75 buy it now on Led Zeppelin. I haven't had a copy of that in a while. I'm going to try another Led Zeppelin next. Craig Proper gets that for a $75 buy it now. Sold. I got Song Remains the Same, and I think it's beautiful. I think it needs to be in a museum. This is immaculate. I'll do an $85 start on this. Led Zeppelin, the soundtrack from the film, The Song Remains the Same, which is these are live recordings. The album came out in '76. These are live recordings from Madison Square Garden, 1973. And this is immaculate. $85 start. There's LP number 1. There's LP number 2. Here's the minty book. We're going to have some RLs very soon. Led Zeppelin, Song Remains the Same, $85 start. That is, got one flaw. There's a piece of tape on the back side of the Opie. Not noticeable on the front. Well, this is textured. That's very weird. It's like this is offset, almost embossed. Steve Boxford wants the Imogen Heap. All right, I'll pull that for you. Let me go through these one more time. James LeBray, these are on sale markdowns, new vinyl. James LeBray, $24.99. Guided by Voices, $19.99. Tremblers and Goggles by Rank. This is sold to Steve Boxford. Imogen Heap. The Sounds of Silence, great album, $19.99. New and sealed. Aaron Jolly wants the James LeBray. That's sold to Aaron Jolly. Looking for an $85 start on Led Zeppelin here. The Smile is $34.99. Patti Smith Group, $19.99. The Who's Odds and Sods, colored vinyl, half-speed master, $34.99. Nobody Wanted Any Toast. Neil Young Toast, $29.99. Neil Young. Elton John, Chartbusters Go Pop, $24.99. That's gold vinyl. Magical Mystery Tour, marked down to $31.99. Unbelievable. Last copy of the Minions, $34.99, blue vinyl. Wild Style is $19.99, and we still got Tron, $20 off, $39.99. That is June's markdowns. Bob Riger, it's Magical Mystery Tour. Great decision. Now, I know Bob's first Beatles records were those comps. Bob, there's some songs on here that's not on those comps, like Baby You're a Rich Man and Your Mother Should Know. Probably Full on the Hill, too, Flying. You'll enjoy those. That's sold to Bob Riger. Rudder Butter first on WS. WS was Wild Style. That's sold to, that's the Minions. That's sold to Rudder Butter. All right, let's go through some more vintage. If you're just joining us, we're in the back doing vintage buy it now best offer. If you can't tell, we're in the back part of the store. We're going through a few bins back here. We're about to go through a lot more. Y'all probably didn't even know it, but Paul and Tyler just got back from Wisconsin. Since we've been live here, they have unloaded the trailer, and there's a new collection in the back room. So I'm pretty excited to see what they brought back. Elton John's on gold vinyl. Chartbusters Go Pop, $24.99. So as soon as tomorrow, we'll have new arrivals from that collection. And I think y'all seen the pictures today. That was some great stuff in that collection. So, all right, let's go through this collection, or let's go through this bin here. Then we're leaving, or I'm not. We're going to send them again. I think we're going to go to South Carolina or North Carolina next. There's another collection that's mostly blues and rock blues and classic rock. That's only about $1,500, but it's going to be really high quality stuff. And he's got 5,000 CDs too. I don't know what I'm going to do with 5,000 CDs, but we'll do something with them. I also got to go pick up, I got a jazz CD collection too from that radio station. I've got to go get that stuff very soon. All right, these are all buy it now best offer. Let's go through these. So we've sold a lot back here tonight. Dan Fogelberg, The Innocent Age, $14.99. These are all buy it now best offer. T'Pau maybe, $19.99. Oh no, it's Bram Tchaikovsky V, $9.99. Ricky Lee Jones, the magazine, $14.99. Ricky Lee Jones. Elton John, Jump Up. Elton John is $19.99. Lee Michaels is $14.99. Always Patsy Cline. Patsy Cline is $24.99. Patsy Cline, $24.99. A Portrait of Ray Charles, $19.99. Ray Thomas, Hope, Wishes, and Dreams. Ray Thomas from Moody Blues, $14.99. Final Call. If anybody wants to get in on Led Zeppelin, I'm going to actually put it right here. Yeah, I'll put it right there. $85 buy it now. Or excuse me, $85 bid, no buy it now yet. And then I'll make it a buy it now. Donnie Moore on Ricky, $9.99. Figure out what that was. Sell that to Donnie Moore for $9.99. And John Ambrosic, Ray Charles for $15. Already making some sales out of here. Hope everybody's paying attention. Tom Fogerty, Excalibur. It's got a pocket knife stuck in a rock there. $29.99. Roger McGuinn, Thunderbird. Roger McGuinn is $14.99. Jason Dobb wants T'Pau. These aren't going to stay. One of these bins are uneven. Darren Meyer is at $15 on Elton John Jump Up. Sell that to Darren Meyer. Chuck Berry Rocket, $24.99. Gold stamp promo. The very best, not the best, the very best of Bobby V, not $9.99. Very best of Bobby V. Let's Straighten It Out. Lattimore, more. Lattimore, $29.99. Motorcycles USA, the Hornets. Motorcycles USA, that's a 1964 promo, $39.99. Motorcycles USA, $39.99. Balance and Composure. Balance and Composure is a 2014 hot pink vinyl pressing, $34.99. Stephen Stills, Right By You. Stephen Stills is $19.99. Victor Buono, heavy, 1971 sealed, $19.99. Chris DeMoss wants the motorcycle record. That's a good decision. Sell that to Chris DeMoss. 2013 blue clear vinyl of what? I don't know. It's not on the label either. Touche Amore, $29.99. 2013 blue clear vinyl. Our piece of wood is flexible. I'm telling y'all, this crate here, nothing ever stays up. I remember it because this piece of wood's broken. I don't know if it's like the waist they miss. It's taller on this side. It's weird. They don't line up with any of the others. It's like it's lopsided or something. I need to just go take it outside and shoot it. Brittany Bragg on Touche Amore. That'd probably be more enjoyable. Ian Dury and the Blockheads, Laughter, $19.99. Ian Dury and the Blockheads, Laughter. Stiff Records has the hype sticker on it. Kinky Friedman, Sold American. Kinky Friedman, $34.99. Tiny Moving Parts, Pleasant Living. Tiny Moving Parts, Pleasant Living, 2014 orange vinyl, $29.99. Tiny Moving Parts, Pleasant Living, $29.99. Pedro the Lion, It's Hard to Find a Friend. That's 2001 marbled gray vinyl, $39.99. Pedro the Lion, It's Hard to Find a Friend. Brittany Bragg on TMP, Tiny Moving Parts for $25. Sell that to Brittany Bragg. You got it. Herbie Mann, My Kind of Groove. Herbie Mann is sealed from 1965, $29.99. Oh, I'm trying to get the record out. It's sealed, Chad. 65 sealed, $29.99. Bo Diddley, 500% more. Bo Diddley is a reissue, meaning it's not the original label. It's a very clean copy, though. $39.99. Parkway Drive, Atlas. Parkway Drive is from 2012, $39.99. Bring that crate over the house. Yeah, we can do it. We can go live and just do it out in the parking lot. Chris DeMoss on Bo Diddley. That reminds me, Ryan Anderson, I'm still holding those two other Bo Diddley records from you. I think a couple weeks ago, we reached a deal on one of them, but you was wanting a bundle for the other one, and we lost connection that night, and we never did come back. So that's sold to Chris DeMoss. The Best of Lee Ritenour. The Best of Lee Ritenour is $14.99. That's in shrink wrap with a nice price sticker. Tim Weisberg, The Tip of the Weisberg, $19.99. So, Brian, what I'll do is I'll reach out to you this week via message, and we'll get a deal done on those other two Bo Diddley that I'm holding for you. Ferris Wheel is on Uni. That's a VG Plus, $19.99. Gary Burton Quartet. Gary Burton Quartet, picture this, $14.99. Big Youth, Natty Cultural Dread. Big Youth is $34.99, reggae. Leo Sayer, World Radio, $9.99. Leslie West, The Great Fatsby, $24.99. James Rayner is at $10 on Ritenour. We are going to sell that to you. James Rayner, $10. Atlanta Rhythm Section, Dog Days. Dog Days is $14.99. $14.99. Both of the Yes are sold. Yes is sold. Yes is sold. Carly Simon, No Secrets, quadraphonic with nudity on the cover. That is $24.99. Quad pressing and Nitty Gritty Dirt Band. Let's go. $14.99. Ryan Anderson is going to buy tonight's nightly nudity record. That's sold to Ryan Anderson. All right. We have Tanner's kind of looking at it kind of funny. Well, you got to really look at her shirt, Tanner. You got to really focus there. You'll see what I'm talking about. It was cold when they took that picture. Led Zeppelin is an $85 buy it now. Who had their finger on the trigger? $85 buy it now. Led Zeppelin. The song remains the same. Fantastic stuff here. $85 buy it now. Who wants it? If not, we got to put that away, and I've got to bring out a new Japanese record. All right, let me figure out if I want to go back to the left or keep working my way down to the right. Tanner's running out of room down here. Those look like pretty good titles there. All this should be. See, all this back here, all these bins, this is new stuff we've put out. That's why we're not doing them. We're doing them like buy it now, best offer. All this is all the half-off bins. All the half-off bins we've been doing for like 2 months. And now we filled them up with new arrivals. Now we're going back through them, and there's enough back here. I mean, I can completely rotate the cart, and back over here behind us is even more. There's even more behind us over here, if y'all can see all those. So there's thousands back here that we're going to be doing like this for part 2s and stuff. So Chris DeMoss said he'd give 75 for that. We're going to go ahead and sell that to Chris DeMoss. Sell that to Chris DeMoss. Okay. Let's see here. Where do we, I guess let's keep going down here. Stay on this run, because then if we go through these, I see some Beatles titles. Yeah, let's just keep going right down here. Let me just move the cart on down. What time is it? 9:49. We'll probably stop at either 10 or 10:30. Plus my phone is on 2%. We could go get the charger behind the counter. That would be great, Mr. Hackett. Tanner's with us tonight. Seth he's coaching baseball, which means he's standing in the dugout eating sunflower seeds, patting people on the back when they strike out. Okay. Chad, go on till you've showed everything. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm going to have to go get some Taco Bell. I'm going to have to go Taco Bell at about 10 or 10:30. So probably 10. Even though we got 171 viewers, a lot of people's worried like, I better not miss. They'll bring out some of that new stuff from the back, which you never know, right? We never know. We never know what we might bring out. All right. Let me plug in my phone here. I'll have to lay it over here on top of Dan Fogelberg. And we're charging. Okay, hope our generator stays going too. For some reason, everything goes off. That means we've disconnected from power. And I never did go back to the left. No, we've worked our way down to the right. We've been through 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bins, counting these as 1s and 2s. So we went through 1, 2, 5, 6. We went through the equivalent of 6 bins already tonight. Billy Squire, Signs of Life. These are all buy it now, best offer. $19.99. Billy Squire, Signs of Life. Mitch Ryder, Never Kick a Sleeping Dog. That is $14.99. Never Kick a Sleeping Dog. Word Up, Cameo. That's the label, or is that the artist? Cameo was an old label. That's the artist. Cameo, $9.99. $1 Billion Babies, Battle Axe. That's Alice Cooper's band. $26.99. $1 Billion Babies. Dave Edmunds and Love Sculpture, the classic tracks. That is $19.99. Patricia's at 10 on Mitch Ryder. Sell that to Patricia for 10. We got a $7.50 offer on Cameo and a $5 offer. Alan was first at $7.50. Sell that to Alan Heavaloan for $7.50. Goon but Not Forgotten, The Goons, $9.99. The Steels Young Band, Long May You Run, featuring their hit, Long May You Run. Steels Young Band is $19.99. Scott Schoening is at 15 on DE. That's Dave Edmunds. Sell that to Scott Schoening. And Brian C. Brian, I need a small bump on that one. $22, and that's yours. I got $26.99 on it. We'll see if Brian C. says yes on that. Ambient 2, The Plateau of Mirror, Harold Budd and Brian Eno. That is $59.99. Who's been buying all the Eno records from me? He said, okay. That is a perfect copy. He said, okay to 22 on $1 Billion Babies, or, yeah, $1 Billion Babies. Stephen Stills Gold Record Award sticker, $19.99. This is Stephen Stills' first solo album. It's a near mint copy, and Tanner was looking at me awfully funny. Okay. Love the One You're With, hit song. It's like, is there something on my face? There's something between my teeth. The Southern, luckily I'm not on camera, which I don't know why I should be. Everybody's like, why don't you do something where you're on camera? I was like, why do I need to be on camera? That's not important. The records are what's important. The Souther Hillman Furry Band, Trouble in Paradise, $14.99. The Secret Life of Harper's Bazaar, $14.99. Secret Life of Harper's Bazaar. What Now, My Love, Mitch Ryder. What Now, My Love, Mitch Ryder, $14.99. Flashdance soundtrack, $19.99 for Flashdance. Michael McDonald, No Looking Back, who was in the Doobie Brothers, $14.99. Wishbone Ash, double album, live dates. Wishbone Ash is $26.99. John Lennon, Unfinished Dialogue, $24.99. John Lennon Rock and Roll, which is a album of rock and roll covers. That's an Apple pressing, $24.99. The Best of Sellers, Peter Sellers, $14.99. I'm the Greatest Comedian in the World, only nobody knows it yet, Jackie Mason, $14.99. And Spike Jones, Murdering the Classics, couple comedy records there, $14.99. SHF Band Condition. SHF Band Condition, Southern Hillman Furry Band. No condition notes. VG Plus cover, clip corner, near mint minus vinyl, $14.99. James Raynard offered 10 for MM. That was Michael McDonald. Sell that to James Raynard for 10. Days of Future Past, the Moody Blues, $19.99. Very nice vinyl, about a VG cover. The Moody Blues, Seventh Sojourn, $14.99. Linen Condition, Unfinished Dialogue. No condition notes on that one. Near mint minus for sure. VG Plus or better cover. Does booklet come with Wishbone Ash? Yes, it does. Booklet is in there. We got $10 for that. Let me think on that one. And $10 for this. We can sell that to Richard. That was $14.99. Brian, I'll sell you this for $15 if you want it, Mr. Brian Miller. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, $14.99. Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, $14.99. Elton John, Victim of Love, $19.99. That's in shrink wrap. We've already sold MM. What was that? We've already sold it, whatever it was. Beach Boys in Concert. Beach Boys is a 73 Santa Maria press, $24.99. The Beach Boys in Concert, $24.99. The Beach Boys Love You, that's in shrink wrap, $24.99. The Beach Boys Love You. Sunflower, the Beach Boys. This has a saw mark on it. This is a Jacksonville press. This one's not as easy to get, and it's very, very nice. The vinyl is near mint minus. Sunflower, the Beach Boys, $44.99. Brian Miller said okay, and that was $15 on that. That sold to Brian Miller. The Sinatra Concert, $14.99. Frank Sinatra, the Concert Sinatra. What's in store for you? Capital FM. This is a 77 radio station promo, $24.99. It has Bob Welch, Sentimental Lady, Little River Band, Klaatu, Gentle Giant, Mink DeVille, Dr. Hook, more Bob Welch, Little River Band, and Bebop Deluxe, and it has the radio station DJ as well, $24.99. What's in store? Sold to Chris DeMoss. Sold to Chris DeMoss. Sad Cafe, Misplaced Ideal. Sad Cafe is $9.99. Rod Stewart, A Night on the Town, $14.99 for Rod Stewart, A Night on the Town. Split Ends, Waita, or something like that, $14.99 for Split Ends. Very nice copy, $14.99. The Outlaws, Bringing It Back Alive. The Outlaws is $29.99, Bringing It Back Alive. Dan Fogelberg, High Country Snows, $9.99. High Country Snows. Sad Cafe, Facades, $9.99. Gold stamp promo. Madonna, Papa Don't Preach. That is $14.99. Madonna, gold stamp promo. Jay Giles, The Morning After. Jay Giles, $24.99. Rudder Butter, I will sell this to you for $9.99. Sell that to Rudder Butter, $9.99. The Best of Spirit, $19.99. The Best of Spirit. Rosie Taylor on the Madonna. That's sold to Rosie, and Rich Group on Fogelberg, High Country Snows. That was a really nice copy. Donnie, we've already sold Madonna. Pat Travers Band Live, white label promo, $24.99. Elvis Costello. This is an unofficial from France. Help Us Hype Elvis. Some kind of unofficial promo Elvis Costello release, $39.99. The Who Are You? $19.99. Their last album with Keith Moon, $19.99. The Kinks, Amazon Beach, $14.99. And Willie Nelson, The Sound in Your Mind. We sold one of these out of New Arrivals tonight, $14.99. Willie Nelson, The Sound in Your Mind. James Cohorn's at $15 on The Who. Let's sell that to James Cohorn. Jocko Belly's at 20 on the Outlaws. That's sold to Jocko Belly, and David Cordell wants Willie Nelson. Steve Botsford on Elvis Costello. Steve Botsford, this is, or he's wanting to know the title. Our Aim is True. The rumor, Our Aim is True. The rumor, Our Aim is True. That's what that is. Is Madonna a full album? No, it was not. All right, let me read through these one more time. If anybody wants a price or to make an offer before I go through the back part of the bin, let me know. We have Billy Squire, Signs of Life, $19.99. The Goons was $9.99. Steele's Young Band is $19.99. By the way, the Costello is an unofficial. That's an unofficial. Ambient 2, Brian Eno, $59.99. Stephen Steele's, $19.99. The Secret Life of Harper's Bazaar, $14.99. What Now My Love, Mitch Ryder, $14.99. Flashdance was $19.99. John Lennon Rock and Roll, $24.99 for John Lennon Rock and Roll. I'll put this back in here where the apple is back on the front side. Claymore on Kings. Claymore on Kings. That's Lennon, Flashdance, Mitch Ryder, Harper's Bazaar, Stephen Steele's, Ambient, Steele's Young, The Goons, and Billy Squire. No Kings there. Costello. The Kings is up here. That's sold to Claymore. The Kings. The Best of Peter Sellers was $14.99. Jackie Mason is $14.99. Spike Jones, $14.99. Days of Future Past, The Moody Blues, $19.99. This is a collection essential, okay? That's a collection essential. Would you do 30 for the Costello? I will do 30. Yes, I will do 30. Let me make sure, though, Steve Botsford doesn't want it. If Steve Botsford doesn't want it, I'll sell it to you, Derek Clark, for 30. The Moody Blues 7th Sojourn, back to back. How about 30 for both of these? That's $5 off if anybody wants a pair there of the Moody Blues. Wishbone Ash, Pete Townsend, Empty Glass, Elton John, The Beach Boys, The Beach Boys, The Beach Boys, Sinatra, Sad Cafe, Rod Stewart, Sad Cafe, Jay Giles, Spirit, Justin Hayward, and Pat Travers. Anybody else on any of those? And Brent said he would give 15 for just Future. We make sure nobody else was interested in that bundle. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sell that to Brent McKinney for $15. Okay, let's go through the back part of this bin. Let me try to move these over. Craig says $29.82 on the Moody Blues. Well, I've already sold one of them. I was going to offer 30 forever, so take your... well, Steve, you have dibs on it, so it's up to you. Derek offered 30, but you had inquired about it, which usually means I give her... Sometimes people get off, go figure out what it is, and I was just going to make sure you don't want it. It's yours if you want it. That's up to you. I can't pick sides. He says he'll take it. So actually, that Elvis Costello, that goes to Steve Botsford for 30. And sorry, Mr. Derek Clark, but he had dibs on that. So that's sold to Steve Botsford for 30. Okay, let's go through this bin here. Let's see what we have. Let's work our way from the back forward. George Harrison is $24.99. That is his self-titled album. George Harrison, $24.99. Jeff Beck with Jan Hammer Group. Jeff Beck is $19.99 with Jan Hammer Group. Bram Tchaikovsky, Funland, $9.99. Wings, Goodnight Tonight, $19.99. Wings, Goodnight Tonight, 12-inch single. Straub's Deep Cuts, $14.99 on Straub's Deep Cuts. Blood Rock 2, another copy. That one has no condition notes on it. $19.99 for Blood Rock 2. Jerry Reed Live. Jerry Reed is $14.99. Jerry Reed Live. George Harrison, 33 1/3, $24.99. Fourth World #1, Possible Music's John Hassel and Brian Eno. Another one, $49.99. Paul Williams, Life Goes On. Paul Williams is $9.99. The Best Of, Freddie and the Dreamers, $12.99 for Freddie and the Dreamers. Joe Walsh, You Bought It, You Name It, Joe Walsh is $19.99. The Best of Nelson Riddle. The Best of Nelson Riddle, $9.99. How to Keep Your Husband Happy. Debbie Drake, $9.99. Romeo and Juliet, $14.99. Let me go ahead and show. Oh, these bands are getting messy again. Roseanne Cash. This is actually Conversations and Music. Yes, that's Conversations and Music. So interviews and music. Roseanne Cash, $9.99. Michael Nesbitt compilation. Michael Nesbitt, $29.99. That's called Compilation. Abbey Road is a 69 Los Angeles press, and I'm not for sure if we actually confirmed that was a 69, but this is a nice copy of Abbey Road. It's in partial shrink wrap, and that is $99.99. Rosie Taylor wants Roseanne Cash. That's sold to Rosie Taylor. Steppenwolf Slow Flux, $19.99. $19.99. Elton John Ice on Fire, $19.99 for Elton John. Ian Hunter, You're Never Alone with a Schizophreniac, $14.99 on Ian Hunter. We have Joe Jackson. Yeah, Joe Jackson, $34.99. Joe Jackson Live, 1980 to 1986. Van Morrison, Hard Nosed the Highway, $34.99 for Van Morrison. If you're just hopping on, these are all buy it now best offer. That's what we're doing back here in the back. Jerry Reed, David Cordell. Let me figure out what I had that one on. Where was that at? Jerry Reed. Live Hot Stuff. We're going to sell that to David Cordell for $9.99. $9.99 to David Cordell. Robert Gordon with Link Ray, $19.99. Robert Gordon with Link Ray. 16-track audiophile recording, Let's Twist. Let's Twist. Hank Ballard's on here. Joey D, Chubby Checker. That's $19.99. White Mansions, A Tale from the American Civil War, 1861 to 1865, $39.99. Boz Scaggs, Slow Dancer, $17.99. Wet Willie, Left Coast Live, $19.99 for Wet Willie, Left Coast Live. Ball and Jack, Live and in Colors, $14.99 for Ball and Jack. Alan Parsons Project, Pyramid, $19.99 for Pyramid. The Marshall Tucker Band, Searching for a Rainbow, $14.99. Uriah Heep Live, $29.99. And we have Howlin' Wind, Graham Parker, $14.99. And another 1970 France Live Piece Toronto, $39.99. Cindy Carroll, Michael Nesbitt will be $22 if you want that. $22 Cindy Carroll if you want that. Mob 19. Mob. You figure out what that was. Yeah, Cindy, yeah, 22 if you want that. Mob was 19. Mob. We'll figure out what that was. We had George Harrison, Jeff Beck, Brahm, Wings, Straubs, Blood Rock, Harrison, Brian Eno, Paul Williams, Freddie and the Dreamers, Joe Walsh, Nelson Riddle, Debbie Drake, Romeo and Juliet, The Beatles, Steppenwolf, Elton John, Ian Hunter, Joe Jackson. Arm Lozelle said Joe Jackson 20. I'll sell that to you for 25, Arm Lozelle. No, this Michael Nesbitt was $29.99, 22 if you want it. Joe Jackson 25 if you want that. Van Morrison, Robert Gordon. Where did I get to? Van Morrison, Robert Gordon, the Let's Twist audio file. White Mansions, Boz Scaggs, Wet Willie, Ball and Jack, Alan Parsons, Marshall Tucker, Uriah Heep, Live Piece, and Howlin' Wind. He said 25 on that. Now I just got to figure out what Rosie offered 19 for. Mob 19. Let me figure that out. Marshall Tucker Band 10. Okay, a little bit different direction there. Maybe she meant MTB. Got all confused. Sell that to Rosie for $10. Marshall Tucker. Okay. I need to pause. I really hate to because we're in a pocket of great stuff back here. Before I end, stay with me one more moment. Alan Parsons Project. That one was, what was Alan Parsons Project? That was Pyramid. Pyramid was $19.99. is the Billy Squire still available? It is. No one made an offer on that. We sold a Japanese pressing the other night. Billy Squire is right here. It should be. There's the Beach Boys. There's that band. Chuck Berry. Or is it in this batch? Let me see here. What we're going to do tomorrow we'll have new arrivals from those collections. We're going to sell that to Mike Kennedy for $15. We're going to sell that to R.M. Lazelle for $15. We're going to be back for a part 2 probably around 11 o'clock. Let me see if I can turn the cart around. If I turn the cart around, I'll show y'all some of the half-off stuff we've been working on. This is some of the half-off stuff we've been working on. So this is... Let me minimize this so I can be on this side of it. Okay, that's all buy it now best offer stuff I've got lined up for the next shows. And right over there, about where the Led Zeppelin's laying, you see all those empty bins? That's what we've been working off half off. And all those right there from where Led Zeppelin is, over there in the top left, all the way to where it says Rock, and behind that, those are half off records we still got to go through. And we'll do that pretty soon. Cindy said she will do 22 on the Michael Nesbitt. Scott Schoening on Graham Parker for 10. I'll sell that to him for 10. And where else? How much for Led Zeppelin 4? We got 2 copies of Led Zeppelin 4 here. Let me get over here where I can show them to you. Led Zeppelin 4. I got 2 different copies. A 77 specialty press, RCA Music Club, $49.99. And then I've got an EX copy for $42.99. And the EX copy does have Porky in the dead wax, which is also, but that's not a first press. It's a 7-digit. It's a 7-digit reissue with Porky in the dead wax. EX on the vinyl, $42.99. So that's the 2 Led Zeppelin 4s I have there. This is probably a pretty good bin. When we come back, we might do more buy it now best offer back here. I kind of like doing that during part 1 when most people's watching, because it's pretty much like new arrivals. It's pretty much like new arrivals. So if anybody wants a copy of one of those Led Zeppelins, let me know. I'm going to take a break. I really didn't get to eat much before the show. I had like a sandwich. I get started in the afternoons, and I really hadn't got to eat. So I think Taco Bell or Wendy's or McDonald's is calling my name. I don't have time. I could go home, but there's not anything else there except more sandwiches. So let's go through more either back here or half off when we come back. Thanks for tuning in so far for part 1. We'll be back at 11, and we'll have new stuff to show you. So thanks for everybody that's tuned in so far tonight. Please come back. Y'all know the drill. You don't want to miss it, right? You don't. So, okay. He said, go eat so we can buy. Yes, I have to. I have to eat. I'm very hungry right now. More hungrier than I've been the last couple break times we've had. See y'all in about, we might get started before 11. Depends on what time we get back, but 11 at the latest, just like last night. 11 at the latest. See y'all in about 30.